Okay. Hi guys, are we live? What's going on here? What's going on here? We're live. Hi. I think we're in the green. I think we're good to go here. Where are you guys? Huh? If you're watching, where are you watching from? Is this chat? Okay, we're going. From LA. Awesome. Michigan. Wow. California. I love it. Arkansas. Whoa. Hello. Seattle. Awesome. NYC, amazing. Norway? From Philly, hi. Switzerland. Brooklyn, oh my gosh. Amazing. Florida. How cool. Detroit. Amazing. Thanks. Yeah, I wanted to just talk. You guys know I'm writing a book. I've written like many books, but I'm writing a book, and today I was writing about. Hello, mother. My mom is tuned in. Okay, today I was writing a book, or I was writing part of my book, and I was writing about from Ethiopia. Hey, I'm in Ethiopia right now too. I was just writing about how everyone's so afraid, and it's just horrible. It's horrible how afraid everyone is in 2025. If I were to give a name to this generation, I would call it the fearful or the anxious generation. Everyone's full of anxiety and fear, and it's horrible. I don't have my books published yet. They will be published when I'm done my mission of visiting every country in the world, but don't worry. When they're published, I'll be talking all about them. That's not going to happen this year. So I wanted to talk about how everyone's afraid, and it's just a mess. Everyone's afraid of everything, and it's so silly. Finland. I love Finland. Finland is a vibe. Hi. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to talk about today. And if you guys have a question or you have some inputs, let me know. I'm also raising money still. I'm still fundraising. So you can send a donation and I'll give you a shout out while we're chit-chatting. I love it. And if you want to, the info is right here on the screen. This cute little photo. So, yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today. I'm feeling very good. I took a nap. because I was tired. I'm still tired from visiting those tribes. I didn't sleep at all for like a week. Well, I slept here and there, but I was still tired from the tribe, so I slept a lot today. Okay. But yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about. Hi. Yeah, okay. So I have talking points. A lot of them are biblical because I really don't know how to talk about anything without mentioning the Bible. Like, I just don't know how to. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the points are biblical, but not all of them. But I did want to talk about the fact that I think this is a really sad realization. I think when a lot of us die, because newsflash, we're all gonna die, right? We're jumping right into the deep end. We're jumping right into the deep end here. Bear with me. I think when a lot of people die, right. I think when a lot of us die, or let's just talk about the human race in general, I think when the human race or a majority of people die, they're going to be so upset about the way they lived, and it's going to be such a shame. It's going to be so sad. Like, what is more sad than dying, and then you look back at your life and you're like, dang, I wasted the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? That is tragic. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that's going to be a lot of people's stories. I honestly do. And I think it's been a lot of people's stories. You know what I'm saying? There's a quote by C.S. Lewis, and it's like, the brave might die young. It's something like, the brave might die young, but the anxious never live, or something. I just butchered that. It's a phrase something like, okay, even if you go for something and it doesn't work out, or it ends up in a bad result, at least you went for it, versus you not living at all. Like, what's the point of even living if you're not gonna, like, literally, what is the point? And there's so many people who wish that they could still be here. There's so many people that wish they could do things differently. And if you're breathing, you have that opportunity. This is one thing that helped me a lot, right? Okay, I'm going to tell you a story. I've never been afraid of flying, for example, right? I've never been afraid of flying. Never, never, never. I traveled for years and years and years and years and years. And then I told you guys this story before. I took one flight that changed everything. I was on a flight. It was from LA to Shanghai, China. It was 17 hours. And I used to take this flight like all the time because you guys know I used to live in China, right? And so when I was on this flight going to China, this was one of the worst flights. No, it is to date one of the worst flight I've been on in my entire life. And the worst part was the flight was so empty. Like, the plane was huge. It was a Boeing, it wasn't a Boeing. It was an Airbus A350-900. The plane is huge, right? But on the flight, there was maybe 50 people. So the plane was really empty, and it was 17 hours long. And like I told you, I had been flying for years. This wasn't my first time flying. I was never afraid of flying. This one flight, hi, from Oregon. Anyways, this flight was horrible. I mean, oh my gosh, 17 hours of hell. The worst, even talking about the flight makes my stomach hurt. The worst turbulence I've ever experienced in my life. Just horrible turbulence. Turbulence I've never experienced this level of turbulence before. And I was on the plane by myself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there was Chinese people on the plane, but I was the only one I was traveling by myself back home to Shanghai, where I was living. And I just mean 17 and you know, sometimes when there's turbulence, it'll let up. Like maybe the turbulence will happen for 30 minutes, maybe the turbulence will happen for 20 minutes, but eventually you fly through it. You know what I'm saying? Not this flight. The turbulence happened the whole it stopped about the last 3 hours of the flight. So there was about 14 hours of hell. And we were flying through several storms, and we were flying at nighttime. And so, like, I just remember you're talking about, oh my gosh, you're talking about this feeling I don't wish on anybody. Just pure torture. And the plane was nosediving, and the pilot kept apologizing. We never even got food because the flight attendants weren't allowed to get out of their seats. One flight attendant, she hit her head trying to walk through the aisle. It was horrible. It was horrible. And so when we finally landed in China, I remember getting off of the plane, I immediately threw up. Like, I threw up everything, and my body was so weak from just like 14 hours of a horrible flight. And I remember having a panic attack. Even after the plane landed, I was still freaking out. I was still having a panic attack because I was thinking, how am I ever going to get on a plane again? I never want to go through that mess again. Like, I never want to go through it again. So the anxiety didn't go away. Even when, hi from Sudan, you're from Sudan and you grew up in England. Amazing. Amazing. You want to live like everyone else, but not everyone is born with the same opportunities. For example, being from Ethiopia, the visa process can be so discouraging that it makes you feel disheartened. To be honest, everybody has roadblocks. I hear you though. I totally hear you. But everybody has something that they can say like that, 100%. Everyone has some kind of, no one has like a perfect, crystal clear blue waters to sail on. Everybody has a dark, you know what I'm saying? When people are looking, when we're looking ahead in life at the life we want to live, or the life we wish we could live, or the life that we think we deserve, it's never crystal clear blue waters to go sailing in for anybody. For anybody, whether you're from Ethiopia, whether you're from the US, whether you're from wherever you're from. Never. If you don't have one problem, you'll have another problem. But I hear you, but there's other circumstances where people, you know what I'm saying? There's in my opinion, the type of person I am, I don't think that, here we go. The person who shows up in all the live streams and talks about eating weird things. You ate some spider heart with duck toes and salmon. I'm ignoring you. We're talking about serious topics, okay, on this live stream. Okay, what was I saying? Okay, here's what I was saying. We were talking about the flight. We're talking about later. Right. Okay, so I was never afraid of flying before. I had a horrible flight. Horrible. It was the worst flight I've ever been on in my life. I was traumatized, and I had extreme anxiety. I mean, extreme anxiety about flying from that point moving on. Like, just the thought of flying again, which I knew I would have to, unless I wanted to stay in China forever. I knew I was going to have to fly again. And I was just, even the thought of flying and getting in an airplane and getting back up in the sky made me want to throw up, because I was just thinking, I can't go through that again. Like, I can't physically go through that horrible experience again, ever again in my life. So what happened was I developed an extreme fear of flying out of nowhere. I had never been afraid before. And so I started to fly again, obviously, because there's just no way I'm staying in one country. You know what I'm saying? This is when I first moved to China. And every flight I got on, I would have panic attacks. Like, literally, my whole body would convulse, even when nothing was happening. Even when there was no turbulence, especially when there was turbulence, though. And I would just, like my whole body would just have a complete anxiety attack. And this is all from that one flight. Like I told you, I was never afraid of flying before. And so I used to pray and I used to ask God to make the flight really smooth. And I'd be like, please, when I get on this airplane, make it smooth and make it just seem like it's getting over very fast. And he never did. It seemed like every time I prayed and asked God to make me have a smooth flight, the flight got worse and worse and worse. And like, I remember getting so angry at God because I'm like, you could easily do this, right? Like, you could easily just make the flight smooth. Like, why aren't you doing that? You know what I'm saying? And I remember getting so upset with him because I'm like, for you, this is so simple to just do this thing for me, but you don't even want to do it. Like, how can you say you love me? Anyways, I remember one time I felt God speaking to me seriously and being like, who? Skip flights. Let's skip the whole flight thing. Let's talk about this problem because your problem is bigger than just the flights, right? Here's the thing. When we ask God to fix certain things, right, he could go and fix that little minute thing you're praying about, but usually what he's saying is, no, you have a way bigger problem that I'm trying to address here. And that's what he was trying to say to me. And so he was like, your issue is you don't want any problems in life. And I'm just like, I guess. And he's like, when did I ever say that anybody was going to have a problem-free life? I never said that. I said, I'm with you in the problems. That's the reason you don't have to be afraid. So he said, Maryjane, what would be cooler? Would it be cooler if I just stopped all the turbulence on all the planes you're on? Right? Or would it be cooler if I made you so brave that you didn't care how much turbulence was on the flight? You're good because you believe that I'm with you. And I was like, I guess it would be cooler if you made me not afraid of the turbulence. And I guess that would be better. And he's like, right. Your issue is not the turbulence, right? Or you could even make this a life problem. Your issue is not the problems. Your issue is your faith. You don't have any. Hello. Even though you landed safely, right? You still didn't say, oh my gosh, God protected me. I could have said that, right? It's a faith problem. So, okay, all right. Oh, snap, we just got a donation. Hold on. We just got a donation from Shay. Thank you so much, Shay. By the way, I am fundraising, so if you guys want to send donations, I'll give you a shout out. If you don't want a shout out, just say no shout out, because I'm definitely still fundraising for this goal of visiting every country in the world. Thank you so much, Shay, for your donation. If you guys want to donate, the info's right here on the Cash App. Otherwise, I'm going to keep yapping. But yeah, what I realized, this is what, listen, because I'm trying to help you guys, right? Because this helped me a lot, right? People think that I'm fearless. It's not true. I'm not fearless, right? What happened with me was I just started trusting God more than my fears. I feel fear all the freaking time. All the time. Oh my gosh. We gotta start blocking people. Hold on, I gotta block. You know what's upsetting about blocking people? You can never comment or interact on this channel ever again. Okay. All right, we're gonna get back to what I was saying. I don't know what this person was talking about. You're blocked. Okay, here we go. I'm trying to get back to something I was saying here. So, I don't know if anyone is actually fearless, to be honest. I don't think that trait exists. I think everyone, if you are a human being, you feel fear. I feel fear all the time. Here's what changed for me in my life. After so many times around the same mountain and around and around and around and around and around, I eventually went, I realized something, God. I only have two options on the table. It's either trust God or be miserable and anxious. Because we're on earth. You know what I'm saying? There's no other option. There's no in between. I'm either going to trust God that he loves me and he's taking care of me, or I don't believe that. Because life is never going to stop having problems. And here's the thing about flights, right? This is what healed my fear of flying, right? When I was asking God to make all my flights smooth, I used to pray and pray and pray and pray. I used to think that I was doing something wrong. I used to say, I must be sinning. I must be doing something wrong because God isn't taking away the turbulence. Every time I go on a flight, the plane is shaking all over the place. And why isn't God just simply, he knows I'm afraid, why doesn't he just make every flight smooth? That's so simple for him to do. And I heard him saying it to me. I heard him speaking it to me. He said, Maryjane, your problem isn't the turbulence. It's not the airplanes. You have a faith problem. Hello. That's the thing. That's the thing about the things that we pray to God sometimes. We're praying about this little thing, right? This little thing we want God to do. And God's like, no, you have a big picture problem. And so he was saying to me, your problem ain't the planes. You have a faith issue. You don't trust me. He's like, because if you trusted me, it wouldn't really matter what situation you were in. Right? So I'm like, right. And then he said to me, I remember him saying it clear to me. I wrote it down and I wrote a whole book about this. He was like, would it be cooler if I stopped all the turbulence in your life or on your flights? Or would it be cooler if I made you so strong that it didn't matter if the plane was nosediving? You're just like, God's got me. Courage. That's called faith. Faith and courage, right? God's got me. If the plane is crashing, hey, then that's what God's will is. That's how I'm going out. So that's what changed for me. And another thing that changed for me, when I say that I hear God, I don't mean a verbal voice. It's not a verbal voice. It's more just like a knowing in your spirit. It's like when you're searching for an answer and then you get the answer and you go, oh, that was God. You know what I mean? But I don't, when I say I heard God, I don't mean like an audible voice. That's not what I mean. But yeah, that's what God had said to me. And it changed everything. Because here's the thing. God's like, I could stop this one thing, right, that you keep freaking out about. And then it's like whack-a-mole, right? You know whack-a-mole, the game? When we don't fix the root issue that we're dealing with in life, when we don't get to the root, you got to pull that weed up all the way and get to the root of the problem. Because if you just pull a weed, it's just going to pop up somewhere else. It's just going to pop up somewhere else. It's going to pop up somewhere else. And God's like, I'm trying to get to the root issue of what we're dealing with here. So I thought my issue was that I was afraid of flying. You know what I'm saying? My root issue wasn't I was afraid of flying. My root issue that I didn't have faith in God. You know what I'm saying? Because if you believe that God loves you, that perfect love casts out fear, right? So that is how everything changed. That's when a lot of things changed for me. And I used to be the same way, especially with guys. Oh my gosh, I can't. The stress I used to go through when I liked a guy. Oh my God. It could have put me in the hospital. The amount of stress and anxiety I used to have with men, especially when I started to like a man. Oh my gosh. And so God revealed to me it's the same issue. It's the same exact issue. We're not getting to the root of the problem. The problem isn't the plane or the plane shaking or the plane not shaking or the man doing everything you think he should be doing or whatever. Or, you know what I'm saying? The problem is you don't have any faith. You know what I'm saying? That is the root problem. And I can't tell you the peace I have now. I cannot tell you the way I used to stress. Even when I liked somebody and they could be doing everything right, I would create problems in my own head all the time out of fear. What if this? What if that? What if this? What is this? What if this? What if that? It's silly. And it's tormenting. It honestly left me on it with no peace. I used to wake up and be like, what is going to go wrong today? What's going to go wrong? Something's going to go wrong. That's silly. That's so silly. And then another thing you have to realize too. Another thing. This is something I believe also that was revealed to me by God, right? People, listen. You're not in control of anything anyways. Why don't we know that? Why don't we know that? It's like we forget it all the time, that we're not in control of anything. Anything. We are not in control of anything. So fear, a lot of the times, the fears we have are associated with lack of control. But we have to realize we are not in control anyhow. For example, you might be fearful of your kids, how they're going to turn out. Or you might be fearful of your marriage or your lack thereof. You know what I'm saying? Or you might be afraid of flying. Is this plane going to crash or is it going to land safely? Are we going to make it into the sky and back on the ground? Or when you get in your car, you're not really in control anyway. Somebody could come out and rear end you and drive you all the way off the road and you could crash and die. And I'm sorry to say it that way, but it's true. It can happen. But the thing is, in life, anything can happen. We are not controlling this experience. We can make good decisions, right? So for example, it is a bad decision to get drunk and then get behind the wheel of a car, right? That's a bad decision, right? You're setting yourself up for failure. So yeah, there are good decisions we can make in life that will produce better outcomes, smart and wise decisions. But still, in life, we're not in control of anything. So fear is so useless. It's useless because what? You're just going to sit and wait for something to happen? and that's how a lot of people live. Or they think they're controlling by not doing anything. Okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm just not going to do anything. I'm just going to sit in my room. I'm just going to sit on my couch and, what if Russia launches a war at us? Or what if, my kids get hurt? Or what if, the truth is anything can happen. Anything. A war could break out tomorrow in your neighborhood. You don't really know. Or maybe it won't, right? And you guys know Joyce Meyer. She's like everything to me, right? Okay. She says this all the time. She says, it's just as easy to fabricate, right? Because it's called evil foreboding. The technical term is called evil foreboding. It means you expecting something bad to happen, right? Evil foreboding is sinful. Okay? To constantly think of something bad that's going to happen, that's so wrong, especially if you're a Christian. It just doesn't make sense at all. And here's the thing. It takes the same amount of effort to do the opposite thing, to just think something good's going to happen. It's just the other side of the coin. It's just the other side of the coin. What if my kid turns out a loser? What if he doesn't? What if my husband cheats on me? What if he doesn't? What if the plane crashes? What if it lands safely? You know what I'm saying? It's the other side of the coin. If the thing didn't happen yet. So what I'm just basically saying, what I'm basically trying to say right now is that we are not in control of anything anyways. So the fear of, oh my God, God, is just stupid. Because you are not, well, actually, you can make yourself sick, to be honest. Or you probably will make yourself sick, because that is non-resolutionary. There is nothing that can happen that is going to fix that. Like I told you, when I developed this crazy fear of flying, every time I would get on a plane, it never got better, even though the plane kept landing, the plane kept landing, the plane kept landing, and I was safe, and I was safe, and I was safe, and I was safe. But it didn't resolve my fear of flying. You get what I'm saying? Because that's not how you resolve anxiety. You know what I'm saying? So the answer is faith, period. You said you had a rough day today, and you spelled my name Mary, like Marry. Why did you have a rough day? What's going on? But I would also say that you can also create an environment of fear, which is horrible. An environment of fear, in my opinion, would be somebody who you're addicted to the news, you're addicted to your phone, you're addicted to information, and you're just full of way too much information, and you've oversaturated your psyche and your brain with just way too much freaking information. That's another thing I learned from the tribes I've been visiting. I've been visiting all these tribes. They don't know anything. Ignorance is bliss. That's very true. Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is peace. You know what I'm saying? These tribes don't know what's going on in the world, and it doesn't affect them. We live in an information era. We know too much. We were never supposed to know this much stuff. It's too much information. And we were never supposed to know all of this news. You know what I'm saying? So many people suffer from crippling anxiety. And then you ask the person about their 24 hours, and they're spending most of their time on their phone, scrolling through TikTok, scrolling through Instagram, scrolling through, turning on the news, and just knowing way too much. And it's like, well, duh, you have too much information. You were never supposed to know all this information. It's too much for your brain. It's too much for you. You weren't supposed to know it. And so I know that information causes anxiety, or too much information causes anxiety, for sure. We weren't supposed to see, and that's dangerous too, because think about the news channels like CNN. I don't like them. Think about any news outlet, right? They have so much power over you and your life, right? So they can spin whatever narrative they want to spin and make you feel and act however they want to make you feel and act. That's scary. That's really scary. So if they want to be like, oh, we don't want people to be successful, we want people to be fearful, because you can control people who are afraid, right? Yes, definitely AI makes it worse, 100%. It's easy to control somebody who's afraid, right? That's how you make slaves. And so, because if I'm not afraid of you, then I'm not going to listen to you, right? Fear is the key, right, to controlling somebody. So let's just say that in the devil's shoes, you want to make everybody have these horrible lives where they just have this crippling anxiety. They're on 5, 6, 7 medications. Nothing's wrong with them. All their problems are here. That's so crazy. That is so freaking crazy. That's wild. That nothing can physically be wrong with somebody, right? You're perfectly fine, but you've got 10,000 problems in your own mind. That's scary. And that's crazy. And it's what's happening today. It's what's happening today, and people are so scared and so anxious over nothing. Sure, they're scary. I'm not going to minimize the fact that scary things happen. Wars break out, people get killed, planes fall out of the sky. Sure. But on a spectrum, more good things happen than bad. That's a fact. That's a fact. We don't do a news story when a plane lands safely. My plane landed safely. Where was the news story? I didn't see it on CNN. My plane landed beautifully right in Ethiopia. Gorgeous. It was an A350-900. Gorgeous plane. There was like 500 people on board, and we landed right nice and smooth right into Ethiopia. Why wasn't there a story on CNN about that? I don't know. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or the people who went to school and made it home safely. Because the point of the news is to feed you bad news. It should be called bad news. Every day, about 750 million planes take off and land safely. But 3 or something planes fall out of the sky and boom! Planes are crashing! No! I'm never going on a plane again in my whole life. That makes no sense. That's not logical. It's not logical at all. You know what I'm saying? If I made a YouTube video, breaking news, my plane landed safely. Everyone's like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Fear is never logical. I guess that's what I'm getting at. Fear is never logical. It's just never logical. And to be very honest, we're all gonna die anyways. So you sitting and being stressed about how it's gonna happen is taking away from your living time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just using planes as an example. I mean, there's many different types of fears. Like I told you, I used to have a huge fear of relationships. It was like as soon as I got into, well, I've only been in one relationship in my whole life, but as soon as I got into that relationship, oh my gosh, I was a ball of anxiety. A ball of anxiety. Every time he didn't text me back on time, or any time that I thought his voice sounded a little weird, or you know what I'm saying? Every time I saw an Instagram follow that I didn't understand, or an Instagram like that I didn't understand, I'm a ball of anxiety. What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? That's very not a good way to live your life, and I'm telling you, it has the worst effects ever. Do you want to age yourself? That's how to do it. You want to develop literally chronic diseases? That's how you do it. You want to look 30 you want to look 40 when you're 20? That's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? The best way to be, well, I wouldn't say I have grasped this yet. I'm grasping it. Like Paul said, I have not arrived yet, right? But I'm pretty darn relaxed, I'll be very honest with you. And I just mean according to life. Like, I understand that I'm not in control. That's all I know, is that I'm not in control of anything. I do not watch the news. No. And I have all the news channels blocked. Like on Instagram, I have every news outlet blocked so it won't even pop up on my feed. I have all gossip channels blocked so I don't want to hear any gossip. I don't know how people just sit and talk about other people. Like it baffles me. We only have 24 hours in the day. Half of the time we're sleeping. You're spending your life worried about other people that you don't even know, and probably you'll never know them really in real life. That's so silly. That is so silly. So anyways, I have all gossip and hate channels blocked. I have all news like CNN and Fox, all that stuff blocked. I don't care. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know what Trump said yesterday. I don't want to know what the people who hate him said, the people who love him said. I don't care. I'll probably never meet Donald Trump a day in my life. What do I care? You get what I'm saying? I want to live my life happy and peaceful because I only get one. I only get one of these things. Only one. I want to be happy. You know what I'm saying? And I already spent too much of my life stressed out about stuff I'm not in control of in the first darn place. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Also, there are things that you can do in the right direction. Prayer, I mean that's, I don't want to deep dive into like a whole Bible study. You guys know, you know the deal. Praying makes me so calm. Like just sitting and talk to God. I'm so calm when I'm praying. So calm. And when I'm listening to praise and worship music, I'm so calm. I'd rather be doing those things than being on my phone like, what are people saying about so and so and so and so and so? What kind of life do you have? That you have time to do that? You know what I'm saying? And I'm very, this is something God taught me though, because I used to watch just anything. I don't watch just anything anymore. I don't just watch anything. It even says in the Bible, guard your ear gate and your eye gate. Guard them. Because, right. It's a direct access to your soul. Come on now. So I'm very wary about what I watch. Movies and all. I'm very, very, very adamant about that. You know, one time I watched a movie and literally 3 days I couldn't sleep. And then I go, I can't be mad at anybody else but myself about this. Why would I watch that? That was my fault. I'm very serious about the movies I watch and the TV shows I watch and what I listen to. Let's talk about it. They're peace disruptors. Peace disruptors. My peace probably might be the most important thing to me in my life other than my relationship with God, right? If you don't have peace, then what do you have? If you don't have peace, then what do you have? Nothing. You could have $1 billion. If you have no peace, then who cares about the $1 billion? If you don't have peace, you don't have anything. How do you stay focused when you're bored, tempted, or anxious? That's a very good question. How do you stay focused when you're bored? I like being bored, by the way. But how do you stay focused when you're tempted or anxious? I think good friends is also important. That's why it's so important to to pick good friends. Because like sometimes, even for me, my mind starts drifting in the wrong direction, spiraling my own mind. It's so meaningful to have a friend that you can call and they can like get you back in the right headspace. You know what I'm saying? So that helps a lot if you have that. Not everyone has that. But I think that's very important. Having someone to talk to who can literally get you out of your own thoughts, or just reading the Bible. Johnny Chang says that. I love Johnny Chang. He's like I talk about him. He's like a Christian minister, I guess. And he always says if you're not in the Word, you're in your feelings. It's very true. You're either going to listen to the Word of God or you're going to listen to your feelings. So sometimes I just get out. I'm like, Maryjane, you're in your feelings. They're just feelings. That's all they are, is feelings. Isn't that crazy? That like the things that torment us the most don't even exist. They're all up here in our minds. Feelings. That's crazy. They're not real. They're feelings. I could feel like nobody loves me. It doesn't mean it doesn't make it true, but if I feel that way, then it's gonna torture me. You know what I'm saying? Or I could choose to feel a different way. But yeah. Yeah, it's proven that 99% of the things we worry about never happen. It's literally proven that 99% of the things a person worries about never happen. And let's just say that you worry about something and it does happen. How did worrying help that? It only made it worse. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I choose to live my life. Maybe this is all going to go wrong, but maybe it's not. I don't think it is. I think it's going to turn out good, whatever that thing is. You know what I'm saying? That's called faith too. And I mean, are we even speaking about the walk with God? Because with God, that's the only way you can live your life. It's the only way possible to live your life. There is no other option. Because life is always going to life on you. Thank you very much. And if you ever think that you're never going to have problems, it's just never going to happen. It even says it in the Bible. Jesus promises problems. In the world, you will have tribulation. You will have problems. It's a promise. But he's like, it's okay. You'll be okay. Uh-oh. Imagine a person who actually starts to believe that. That is a powerful person. You want to know the most powerful person? Listen. Skip money, skip looks, skip all that other stuff. Strip all that stuff away. The most powerful person in the world is the most peaceful person. Boom! A person at peace with themselves and with the world, no matter what happens. Ooh. Sorry. Catching the Holy Spirit up in here. Start knocking things over. That is the most powerful person in the world. A person at peace. And listen. Peace with yourself first. And then peace with the world. You've made peace. Right. That's one of my favorite books, The Lovely Stoic. That is the most powerful person. That's who I strive to be every single day of my entire life. At peace with myself, at peace with the world. Not hating myself, not ashamed of myself, not comparing, being like, okay, I'm Maryjane. I'm not perfect yet. I'm not like Jesus yet, but I'm not who I used to be yet. And every day I change more and more for the better. And that's perfectly fine. Wherever I'm at right now is perfectly fine. And I'm at peace with the world. I'm not mad at people. I'm not scared. I'm not holding anything against anybody. I've made peace with people. If people want to be mad at me, that's their problem. Type of thing. You know what I'm saying? If you want to hate me, that's a you problem, baby. If you have a problem with me, that's a you problem, baby. Because I'm not mad at anybody. I'm not mad at you. I don't have time to be mad. You know what I'm saying? I have goals. I have dreams. I got things to do. Okay. What country had the biggest impact on you when you traveled? China. China changed me the most. My people. That's what this. Anyways. Yeah. What country did you feel most peaceful? China? Japan? Asia's the land of peace, honestly. I've learned so much from Asian people. One thing I learned the most from Asian people, they ain't worried about nothing. They're chilled out. They're drinking tea. They're minding their own business. Nobody minds their own business like Asian people. They just mind theirs. They're not worried about what you're doing. What do they care? What you're doing. They mind their own freaking business. For the most part. They are. I've learned so much from Asian people. Listen, baby. I strive to be like an Asian when I'm old. They just chill and drink tea. Honestly. That's all they do. and work out. They're not worried about what you're doing. They don't care. You're like, you ask an Asian person in China, oh, did you hear about so-and-so and so-and-so? They're like, no. They don't even have TVs, really. They're like, no. You know, they're cool. They're cooled out. Friendliest people might be in the Philippines. Maybe. Probably. Or Dubai. Or Dubai, because Filipino people run Dubai. Hey! Hey, girl. I've been to Korea. I don't like Korea. But it's okay. It's okay. But I've been to Korea many times. I used to go there all the time when I lived in China because it's so close and the flight was so cheap. So yeah, I've been to South Korea many times, but I don't really like it that much, to be very, very honest with you. It's okay though. How do you balance life, especially with healthy information, without overdoing it? What do you mean? I don't understand the question. I don't understand the question. I don't know what you mean by that. What about the Caribbean? You said, what about the Caribbean? What about the Caribbean? Oh, we just got a donation. Yuko, didn't you donate yesterday? Yuko. I haven't been to the Caribbean yet. I've been to Belize. Yuko. Thank you so much for your donation, Yuko. Thank you. I'm actually writing down. Yuko, thank you so much. What are your thoughts on South Africa? The social and all else. I love South Africa. It's beautiful. I haven't been to Sudan yet. The earth is actually hell and full of suffering overall. It is bad, but it's not hell. Here we have hope. There's no hope in hell. There's no hope in hell. Thank you. Thank you. You said you're glad I survived. Thank you very much. Survived. In general, thank you. I attempted to go to church today and then I gave up because I could not find a church, an English-speaking church. I think I was going to the wrong places. It's okay. It's all right. We'll give it another go later. I did. I was seeing eyeballs. I was. But you know what? If you guys watch my vlogs, the tribal people, the way they looked at me was a little scary because I couldn't read their faces. You know what I'm saying? Everyone was looking at me like, you know what I'm saying? And I couldn't read the face. So it freaked me out, especially at nighttime. They didn't stop staring at nighttime. They were still staring, and it freaked me the heck out. And I'm trying to sleep, and I see eyeballs looking at me, you know? And it's such an intense look. The way they looked is so intense, it freaked me out. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It was scary, a little scary. Earth is a prison planet. It's too long to make you understand, but it's true, we're trapped here in the human avatar. Ooh, I'm gonna pray for you. That's sad. I don't feel in prison. I love living here. It's fun. It's so fun. You're saying to consume too much info. So how do you balance it so that it's not excessive but healthy? Oh, to be honest, I don't think that any of it needs to be consumed. I always say, if something big happens, somebody will tell me. Like if something big enough happens, like a big enough event, somebody will tell you. You won't miss out. You know what I'm saying? On that information. But, or if that's too extreme for you, I don't consume any news. But I would say that I think if you can't go cold turkey like that, maybe do once a day, like where you watch the news one day a week or something like that. Like make it Sunday, or not Sunday. Make it Friday or something like that, where you watch news. If it's really too difficult for you to like just cut it out in general, maybe you make Friday your news day or something like that. I don't know. But I don't think any of it's healthy, to be very honest. And if something... Okay, you're getting blocked. Someone just said... I can't even say that out of my own mouth. We gotta start blocking people. Hold on. We got some blaspheming going on. We got some blaspheming going on here. Woo, boy. Okay. Please pray for me too. You're at a low. Your name is Ethern. I will. Did I say your name right? I will pray for you. I'm gonna write your name down. I will pray for you. No problem. Everything's gonna be okay. It's now 11:30. Your wife and you are seniors and you enjoy my channel and the quality of your documentaries. Thank you. Oh, that warms my heart. That is so sweet. Thank you so much. Did you sleep in the same room as the tribal people? Is that... Yeah, I did. I wasn't sleeping outside. I did. Although technically I guess we were inside. Inside, outside. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You said you like my editing. Thank you so much. No worries. I'm going to pray for you. As soon as this live is over, I'll pray for you. No worries. Yes, I will visit other parts of Ethiopia, of course. Yeah, totally. My teddy bear. Listen, my teddy bear is always going to be in the mix. She's just... Huh? Yes, I'm back. Very happy to be back. If you guys would have seen me when I got back from those tribes, I looked a mess and I was very, very tired and stressed out. So I was so happy to be back in the city life and a warm, comfortable bed and... Oh boy. Top 3 things that amazes you about Ethiopia. Okay. One thing that amazes me about Ethiopia is how nice people are. People are very nice here. 2, I would say beautiful. People are so beautiful. Strikingly beautiful. 2. 3 things that was surprising about Ethiopia is how beautiful it is in the south. I can only speak on the south. It's very beautiful. Oh, you want to move to South Africa? Okay. Kenya or Ghana. Interesting. How you can support my journey. You can support my journey by watching my videos, commenting, liking, sharing the videos with friends and family, or donating. I have a GoFundMe. And yeah. Or other ways, but just showing up and interacting with my content is so meaningful and helpful and very, very appreciated. Everyone thinks I'm Ethiopian. I was at the mall today, and it's a little annoying that I have to tell people that I only speak English every 2 seconds. Like, I went to this cafe today called Sosha? Was it called Sosha? Sosha. I don't know what the cafe. Sosha. Yeah, I went to Sosha Cafe today. And every 10 minutes I have to tell somebody that I don't speak Amharic, because everyone assumes I'm Ethiopian here. And they're confused when I'm speaking English. They're like, why is she speaking English? Okay. Yeah. But I really like Ethiopia. It's very cutesy. I was explaining to these Ethiopian people the other day what it's giving means. I was like, it's giving, and they're like, what does it's giving mean? And I was like, I didn't know how to explain it. I was like, okay, so in America, even American people probably don't even, there's probably some American people who don't even know what that means. I'm in Ethiopia literally for 24 more hours. I did not eat injera today, no. I had avocado toast and avocado smoothie, and I had fasting cake. Yes, I do have plans to go to the northern part of Ethiopia, but not right now. I'll be back. I'm trying to visit every single country in the world, so I can't spend that much time in each country, but I'll be back. Ethiopia ain't going nowhere. I'll be back. Although I'm here now, but I'm leaving tomorrow. Did you get yourself some Ethiopian coffee? I'd want to buy some of that. I did get Ethiopian coffee. I've had several cups of Ethiopian coffee, but to be honest, I'm not a coffee person, so I'm just trying it because I'm here, but I'm not a coffee drinker. I don't like caffeine. Yeah, I'm not worried about the war. I'm not worried about the war in Sudan. I don't care. I'm not afraid of war. I've been to many countries that have been at war. I've been to Ukraine. I went to Ukraine 2 times during the war. On a bus. I took a bus to Ukraine. I went through the war zone. I'm not afraid of war. So I know that some countries in Africa are at war. It doesn't bother me. I'm still going to go. Maybe I'll be in Ghana very soon. Very, very soon. I visited 195 countries. Oh. No, I haven't. There are 195 countries in the world. I've visited 135 so far. So I have 60 countries to go. Yeah, I prefer green tea. I've been to Serbia, yes. I've been to every country in Europe, actually. Yeah, I'm not okay. I'm okay. God will protect me. It's okay. They told me the same thing about the Taliban in Afghanistan. When I was going to Afghanistan, they're going to kill you. The Taliban's going to kill you. They're going to kill you. Okay. They didn't kill me. Yes, he was with me. Where's your brother? He was with you last time you went to Ethiopia. Yeah, he was. He's living his life. He's doing his own thing. I'm gonna make one. Like a travel guide. So for people who wanna visit the Omo Valley, I'm gonna make a guide about that. I need to do that tomorrow. I need to make a guide. Because I know a lot of people want to visit the Omo Valley, like after seeing my my videos. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. I actually like being bored, to be very honest. Actually, it's very hard for me to be bored. Because if I'm not doing anything, I will save it. If I'm not doing anything, I'm going to read. I love reading. I love studying the Bible. I also love reading. Like, if I'm not reading a new book, I have books that always I like to read. So if I'm bored, I don't feel like I'm ever bored because I'm just going to read or something. You know what I'm saying? I love it. And I have my go-to books that I read when, like, if I'm not necessarily reading a new book. Because you welcome, I've been to Ukraine. Yes. Thank you so much. And you know what? None of them were scary. Walking with lions wasn't scary. Visiting the Taliban all by myself wasn't scary. Going to Ukraine twice during the war wasn't scary. That's what I always try to tell people. Everything you're afraid of is in your head. Everything you're so afraid of, most of it is in your head. You're making it up. Life is fun. Or it should be. I'm only going to be in Ethiopia literally one more day. I've read the Quran before. Yes, I've read the Quran. And I don't want to be offensive, so I'm not going to talk about it. I don't want to offend anybody. But I've read it. Yeah, I'm going to do a guide. I'm going to do a guide for people who want to visit Ethiopia, for sure. Literally, probably like tomorrow. But it won't be out tomorrow, like later next week. I definitely was freaking out overnight. I don't like the Quran. I'll put it that way. I don't want to be disrespectful. I'm working on that. I was talking to somebody the other day, and we were on the verge of a very serious argument, and I could literally hear God talking to me and telling me to shut up. Like, literally, because sometimes I can be really, sometimes my mouth doesn't close. And sometimes I deal with not knowing when to shut up, to let the other person have the last word and taking the back seat. I have a big problem with that. And so I was arguing with somebody the other day, and the conversation was getting heated, and I literally heard God saying, Maryjane, let the other person have the last word. Be quiet. Let him talk. And it took everything in me. Oh my gosh. And that's something God has been dealing with me about recently. To let people say what they want to say. Let them talk. If they want to talk, let them talk. You and focus on me. You know how hard that is? Do you know how hard that is? Woo! Letting the other person have the last word. You talk. You keep talking. I'm going to shut my mouth. And the important thing is not to shut your mouth with an attitude, because this is something that God was showing me. He was showing me this is just as bad. That's just as bad. The key to shutting your mouth is you not having an attitude. You know what I'm saying? So even if you shut your mouth and you're doing this, that's just as bad. You know what I'm saying? So what the Holy Spirit, what God was trying to teach me was to shut up, let the other person have the last word, let them talk, let them get out what they're trying to say, and just let it be. Just say, okay, I hear you. But without having an attitude. Bro, you know how hard that is? But I'm learning. I really am. I really, really am. Letting other people have the last word. I don't need to have the last word. It's okay. And then you know the beautiful thing about that is it almost diminishes the situation. You're like, okay, you just let the other person talk. Okay. Even if they're being super disrespectful and then accusing you and talking down on you and defending themselves, and you're just like, I hear you. Bro, that is so hard. I look 16. Oh, thank you. You know what? The teddy bear doesn't help. I'm going to put my teddy bear down here because he doesn't help the scenario. But someone, when I was in the Bena tribe, an 18-year-old boy came up to me and asked me for my number, and I literally told him that he made my entire day. He was 18 years old. And he asked me for my number. He was like, can I take you out or something like that? And I'm like, how old are you? He was like, 18, how old are you? I'm like, you think I'm close in age with you? I said, I love you. You've made my whole day. But no, we cannot go out because I'm literally more than 10 years older than you. Type of thing, you know what I'm saying? But he was so cute. Yeah, the quieter you become, the more you hear, and the more you act like Jesus. The more you act like Jesus. Hello. That's when Jesus said, pick up your cross and follow me. That's what he meant. That's what he meant. And it's been, oh my gosh. But it's been life-changing. It's been life-changing, honestly. Letting the other person go off and you're just like, okay. Yeah, it's a battle of ego. Yep. Killing your own ego is crazy. It feels like physical pain. It literally was physically painful for me to stay quiet. I wanted so, and the thing is, like, one of the most disgusting things that we do as humans is we come at people. Like, for example, you may be having a discussion with somebody, right? About something, like a scenario, right? But then you get angry and you start insulting the person. That is so dark and evil. Like, say you're having a disagreement with somebody, but then you start coming at their physical appearance, or you start coming at something about them that has nothing to do with what you're talking about. That is so evil. Like, what are we talking? And I used to do that all the time. I used to do that. It's evil. It's honestly the devil using your mouth. And who wants that? You know what I'm saying? So when I hear the Holy Spirit telling me to be quiet and say, let the person talk, let the person vent, let the person defend themselves, let the person speak their side of the story, let the person go off and just talk and defend themselves and go and talk about how they're and just letting them talk, bro. And without having an attitude, that's the thing. God showed me that too. He said, Maryjane, if you're being quiet, but you still have an attitude, that's just as bad. The point is to let the person talk and listen. I mean, if it's a physical thing, like if you're in front of the person, you know what I'm saying? Let the person talk. You're like, okay, I hear you. And then when you do that, the person doesn't know what to do. They're like, they don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? And then they feel bad. You know what I'm saying? You just let them talk. Okay, I hear you. I don't need to defend myself. I don't need to respond to what you're saying. We're good. We're good. It's out of line. It's powerful, you guys. It's powerful. It's so powerful. To be a different kind of person. When everyone else is bashing each other, when everyone else is defending themselves, when everyone else is trying to tear each other down, and you're the one who's just like, I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to engage. Thank you so much. Everyone likes my nails. Thank you. We live in such a diverse way. You should think people wouldn't need to put their ways in there so confident. We live in such a diverse way. You would think people wouldn't need to push their ways. Right. I agree. People want to be heard and people want to be right. One thing I've learned, listen. I always say this, and I hope I make this very clear. I'm not an expert at anything. I'm not that much. I'm not better than anyone. I'm not an expert, and I'm not always right. A lot of the time, I'm wrong. A lot of the time, I'm the one in the wrong. A lot of the time, I'm the one who's messing up. I'm not, and that's the thing about human beings. We always want to prove that we're good. Like, and God says none of us are good. You know what I'm saying? God says none of you. Literally, it says it in the Bible. Nobody's good but Jesus. So it's like, if there's anything I'm learning, it's to shut up more. And the thing I try to share with people is things I've learned through God and not anything in and of myself. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm ever sharing my perspective or advice, it's not because I know more. It's just because I've learned through bad experiences. But I'm not better than anyone. If anything, I might be worse. I need Jesus every day of my life, to be very honest. And I very much would be in hell without Jesus. And that is just the truth. I need Jesus. And so I've tried to stop being such a talker and be just more of a humble participant in life rather than a judge. Or I don't want to be a judge of people. I just don't. I've got too much of my own mess to figure out every day of my life. So I just don't want to be that, even though it's ironic because I'm talking right now, but I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. I don't want to be a person who's constantly trying to defend themselves. That's not going to be me. Even in a one-on-one argument with somebody in person. No, I don't want to argue with people. It's just exhausting and it's tiring and it's stupid. I'll let you talk. You can talk. Go ahead. But it's very, very, very hard, to be honest, because most of my life I've been the person that I used to love to argue with people. You know what I'm saying? I used to love it. I'd be like, bring it. Let's argue. Bring it. It's not godly. Hi, good to see you too. Oh, that's amazing. Right. And here's the truth. Imagine, we're all going to die one day, right? And it's like, imagine you're old and you're on your deathbed and you're like thinking about how you used your life. And you're like, oh, I didn't. The whole time I just argued with people, burned bridges, threw stones. But I never really did anything myself. That's not going to be me. That's not going to be me. There's this saying, I forget the saying, it's by C.S. Lewis, but it's in his book, one of my favorite books, Mere Christianity. Or maybe it's in Screwtape Letters. It's in his book, Screwtape Letters. It's like, people are always like punching down. Like, as a human, we're always punching down. We're always accusing everyone of evil. And then it's like, okay, let's just say everyone's evil and you're the best person on earth. How lonely is that? You get what I'm saying? Like, if you're always punching down and telling everyone they suck, you end up on the top by yourself. You get what I'm saying? That's lonely. I don't want to live my life that way. I don't want to tell everyone, you suck, you're a loser, you're a liar, you're ugly, you suck, you're mean, Because then what? I'm just like the best person sitting on a high hill all by myself? No, I'm not. I'm like, I'm with you guys. I need help. You know what I'm saying? I never want to punch down my whole life and just make everyone feel like they suck and just point fingers at people who mess up. That's so stupid. You know what I'm saying? You messed up in one area, I'm messing up in another. If not the same area. Every day of my life, I'm in the Bible like, God, help me. And that's not as lonely, because once people start admitting, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't want to admit that they have problems or whatever. Once you start admitting that, the world opens up, because people will be like, I have problems too. That's less lonely, right? Versus you just telling everybody that they're just a worse human being than you. Bro. Yeah, we're all human. We all need Jesus. There's one pastor, I like him. His name is Craig Groeschel. He wrote one of my favorite books called The Benefit of Doubt. Craig Groeschel, he says, you make me forget. If we weren't that bad, Jesus would have just done detention. Hey! Jesus didn't do detention. He died. Because that's how much we needed. That's the kind of salvation we needed. Blood had to be shed. Yeah, it's just true. It's just stuff that I know. Because I've seen it. I'm not guessing by the things I'm saying. This has been revelation in my life. I've seen it. It's true. You know what I'm saying? I'm not guessing that this stuff is right. I've tested it. It's true. You have a right to not believe in Jesus. That's your right. I hear you. It's your right. But he definitely did exist. Next. Without him, who's gonna help you? Who's gonna love you unconditionally? Nobody. And that's sad news. There's nobody who loves you unconditionally. No human being can do that. Only Jesus. But everyone does have a right to believe. 100% you have a right to believe whatever you want to believe. 100%. Even if you're watching and subscribe to me, I'm not saying you have to believe in Jesus. I'm just speaking on what I believe, right? This is my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Let me see. We got any more donations? Shalev, I shout her out already. Shalev. Already shout yes. Guys, I'm also fundraising. If you want a shout out, you can donate here and I'll give you a shout out. I'm fundraising for my every country goal. My next 20 countries, actually, to be more specific. I plan on visiting 20 countries by the end of the summer. I think I can do it. 20 more countries by the end of the summer. 4 more countries in May, 5 more countries in June, 5 more countries in July, and 6 countries in August. So that's the plan, you guys. And all in Africa, of course. I will be in Africa. Oh. Someone said they donated. I don't see it. Oh, you're telling other people to donate. I'm like, I don't see it. Thanks, Melissa. I will go to Antarctica, but not this year. This year is Africa. The name of the game is Africa. I need to finish Africa. There are 54 countries in Africa. 54. So my goal is to finish every single country in Africa this year. I really gotta, I have to take my time and finish the continent of Africa. And it's gonna make it a lot easier on me versus like flying all around the world, you know what I'm saying? So that's my goal. That's my plan. I will go to Antarctica, but it's not a country, you know. Antarctica's not a country, but I'm gonna go. I've been to Mexico many times. I love Mexico. And the food! Oh my gosh. Don't even get me started. Mexican food. Honestly, the countries with the best food, Japan, Mexico, Italy. Japan, Mexico, Italy, in my opinion, are the countries with the food will make you slap your mama. Oh, I wish you could be in my backpack. Maybe you wish, maybe you don't. This travel life is crazy. It's crazy. It's fun, but it's crazy. It's like a roller coaster. Sometimes I'm screaming, and sometimes it's a little bit smoother, and sometimes I'm screaming again. Sometimes a little bit smoother. Woo! I like Greece, yeah. Greece has great food too. But, I'm trying to think if I'm going to put Greece on the list. Sure. We'll put Greece on the list of the countries with the best food. It doesn't compare to Mexico, though. Mexican food is different. Same with Italy. Same with Japan. They're just different level. I've cried several times in Mexico from the food. I've been in literal tears from the food. Yes, Portugal too as well. Girl, that's my girl. She knows. Yes. Also, Portugal has delicious food. Oh my gosh. Thanks, Melissa. You're planning to do 9 countries before 2026. You can do it. Don't say slow travel. It's not slow travel. That's not slow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Beautiful. The thing about Italian food, nobody says Italian food is trash. Literally no human being says that. But I will admit, if you go to Rome, which I hate Rome, I always tell people, if you're going to Italy, avoid Rome. It's so stupid and touristy. There are so many beautiful parts of Italy outside of Rome. So in Rome, I think the food is gross because it's touristy food. If you get into real Italy, the food, bro. There was one time I was in Italy. I was in Florence. Beautiful. I love Florence. I always tell people that Florence is like, for me, it's like Genovia. Did any of you guys grow up watching Princess Diaries with, what's her name? You guys know Princess Diaries. Who stars in Princess Diaries? You know, the girl. Princess Diaries. I'm blanking on her name. I'm looking to see if you guys know what I'm talking about. Anne Hathaway, yes! Did you guys grow up watching Princess Diaries with Anne Hathaway? Because I did. I watched it almost every day of my life as a child. I always say, you know how she was the princess of Genovia? And Genovia was like this perfect European city. I always say that that's what Florence, Italy is like. Florence, Italy is one of my favorite places on earth. You feel like you're in Genovia. It's like this perfect European city. It's beautiful. Anyways, I've had some of the best food of my life in Florence, Italy. I was just walking around one day, and in Florence, you just walk and walk and walk and walk. There's so much to see. There's these little boutique, restaurants or whatever. And so I just picked a random restaurant. Randomly, it was just some hole in the wall, and I ordered pasta and tiramisu. I cried literally after eating because the food. Oh my gosh, the tiramisu, bro. Rome has a lot of history, but it's ruined. Somebody just donated. Sam, thank you so much for your donation. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that when I'm done. But Italy has delicious food. Delicious. But in Rome, no. Rome sucks. I know it has history, but it's literally ruined. Like, they turned it into a... Thank you so much, Sam. They turned it into like a tourist... Ugh. It's horrible. But there are so many beautiful places to visit in Italy. Lago di Garda is a beautiful city in Italy. Oh, beautiful. Some of the best food and seafood you'll ever have in your life. And if you like tiramisu, baby. See, each city in Italy has a different food that they specialize in. So in Florence, they specialize in steak. I don't even want to talk about this right now because I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm going to start crying. I don't want to talk about it. The food is so good. Okay, let's move on. Yes. That's where I want to have my honeymoon. When I get married, I want to go on it's already settled. My honeymoon is going to be in Italy. Because I just want to eat and it's very romantic. Like, I've never been sad being single. Like, when I was single, I was never sad unless I was in Italy. Italy is just so romantic that if you're single, it just doesn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? Because the country is so romantic. It's so romantic. So, like, it's just a little bit sad if you're single. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Especially Lake Como. Oh. So even if you're like a happy single person, you won't be a happy single person in Italy. Go somewhere else. Go to Tokyo or go somewhere else. Because Italy is so romantic. You just want to fall in love. Even if you're not in love with somebody. You want to be in love with somebody when you're in Italy, I'm telling you. And you want to share a bowl of pasta, and you want to share your tiramisu, and you just want to sit out and go on long walks. You know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculously romantic. More romantic than Paris. My honeymoon will be in Afghanistan. I would go on a honeymoon in Afghanistan. Sure. No worries. That wouldn't bother me. Not at all. Not one bit. Plus, I'm friends with literally everyone in Afghanistan. Not everyone. But a lot of the Taliban were friends. And people really get upset when I say that. And I'm like, they're regular people. They haven't killed anybody. They're not murderers. They're regular men. They're not hurting any females. They're just regular dudes. Hello. I know what you mean when you visited Florence. You had a friend in Florence. The army has an installation and walked around Florence. Homegrown wine was thing when I visited. Yeah. Florence is beautiful. I bought my favorite necklace, but I took it off because I don't want anyone. I need to get a new chain, but I bought my Jesus piece when I was in Florence, but it's in the bathroom. I bought a Jesus piece when I was in Florence. It's like Jesus's face, but I took it off because I need to get a new chain. It kept falling and I can't lose that. But Florence also has like amazing gold. You can find the most beautiful gold jewelry in Florence, Italy. It's one of my favorite places on earth. But Rome, I hate. I hate it. Yeah, Afghanistan is beautiful. Beautiful. Whoa, wait a minute. We got a donation from Maisha. Maisha, thank you so much. Are you in the chat? Thank you so much for your donation. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much. If you guys don't know, I'm raising money for my next 20 countries, which I hope to get to by the end of summer. Stay tuned. Make sure you guys are subscribed because we got 20 more countries in the next 3.5 months. You might be like, how are you going to visit 20 countries? Here's the thing. Not every country I'm going to be spending a long time in. For example, Rwanda. Rwanda's a really little tiny country. So I'll be like 2-3 days in Rwanda, you know? It's not necessary to be in Rwanda that long. Uganda, on the other hand, I'll probably be there like a week. Rwanda, 2 or 3 days. Burundi, 2 or 3 days. You get what I'm saying? So that's how I'm going to visit 20 countries in the next 3.5 months, because I won't be spending long periods of time in each country. So countries like Ghana, for example, I'll spend more time in. Countries like Nigeria, I'll spend more time in. But a country like I just said, Rwanda, 2 or 3 days. Burundi, 2 or 3 days. Yeah, that's how I'm going to do 20 countries in the next 3.5 months. Which will bring us way closer to our goal of finishing every single country in Africa in 2025. It's going to happen, you guys. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. And this would not be fun at all without you guys. I just hope you know that. This whole journey wouldn't be fun at all without you guys. It would be pretty meaningless to me if I was just doing this by myself, and, you know, it would be really meaningless and not fun or exciting. So I appreciate you guys, and you make me feel less lonely. A lot less. Thank you so much. You said you like my vlogs. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. And I'm really excited for you guys to see where I'm heading in the next 2 or 3 months. It's going to be very exciting. And I'm very excited. My goal is to visit the tribes, if there is tribes in the country I'm going to. Like, not every country in Africa has tribes. You know what I mean? But if they do, I'm going to visit them. Have you visited Russia and seen the black Jesus painting and icons that Putin showed the press? I have not seen the black Jesus paintings, but I have been to Russia. But I haven't seen the painting you're referring to. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You know, you guys, I have a goal of reaching 400,000 subscribers at the end of May. I know it's excessive. I know. But I think we can do it. I think we can do it. I think we can do it, especially because I'm visiting 4 more countries this month, and I think you guys are going to love where I'm going. You guys are going to be really excited, and I think the vlogs are going to be really good. So I'm really excited. When am I going to my next country? Next week. I'll be in my 13th African country. So yeah, by the end of May, I have a goal of reaching 400,000 subscribers. I think we can do it. Ugh. Ooh, we can do it. So, I know we still have a ways to go, but 43,000 more subscribers? 44 more thousand subscribers. I know we can do it. So, especially with, I have really cool content coming soon. Really cool. I'm so excited for you guys to see where I'm headed. I'm so excited you guys like my Ethiopia. I still have more Ethiopian vlogs, by the way. I'm so excited. I'm so happy you guys like the tribes. I love the tribes too. And I don't know, maybe some of you guys will want to visit them too. I highly recommend. If you're brave and if you can tough it out, I think that it's amazing. But you have to be ready for, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't advise just anyone to go down there. It's real life. It's real life. No AC. Mosquitoes are eating you up. Flies everywhere. Cow poop everywhere. No signal, no electricity. I had to beg people sometimes to turn on the generator so I could charge my phone. But that's okay. You know, first world problems. No big deal. But it was amazing. So if you're brave, I think you should go to the Omo Valley. Why not? Shake it up. Can you imagine, like, you know, like people go on trips and then like you go back to work and like you're talking to your coworkers and you're like, oh, where did you go on vacation? And you're like, I went to visit the Mercy tribe in the Omo Valley of Ethiopia. Why not? Instead of Dubai or in most people go when they go on, you know, their summer vacations, they're going, where are you guys going on your summer vacations? You just subscribed today. Yay! Thank you! Thank you so much for subscribing. That means so much to me. Yeah, can you imagine, like, you go back to work? I won't get malaria. I have a malaria vaccine. It's actually required, so. But thanks for the well wishes. I have my vaccinations. But, I think it would be so cool if people, like you went to the Omo Valley and visited the tribes, and then you, like, go back to work and you're telling your coworkers, why not? And they're like, why would you go there? Who enticed you to do that? Oh, I watched this girl on YouTube, Maryjane, and she... I think that's cool. Or if you went to Afghanistan, that's freaking awesome. I'm sorry. Anybody can go to the Bahamas or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Why not shake it up? Shake it up a little bit. When you were a little girl growing up in New Jersey, what did you think Africa would be like? You know what? I never thought of Africa, to be very honest with you, as a little kid. And it never even crossed my mind. So I didn't have any opinions at all. If anything, I thought it was just like really poor, starving kids. You know the commercials with what's her name? Celine Dion crying and singing. And she's crying about the kids in Africa, and they're like, please donate so that you can feed a very hungry African kid suffering from starvation. That's how I thought all of Africa was, to be very honest with you. And a lot of people still think that. everyone's sad and hungry here. And it's just not really that true. I think there's people everywhere. You've been to Beijing, Taiwan, Egypt, Khartoum, Sudan. It's beautiful. Sudan is like you are in another world, like the time of Yeshua, Jesus' time. Yeah, I'm very, 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 very excited to go to Sudan. I cannot wait. I'm actually planning on going to Sudan in the next 3 months, but I'm trying to avoid the heat. Is it really hot right now in Sudan? I know it gets like crazy hot, so I'm trying to avoid the extreme heat. Let me check. When is the best time to go to Sudan so that I can avoid the insane heat? But that's how I feel when I'm in Afghanistan, to be honest. I feel like I've gone back into Bible times. I love it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You said you've seen me grow. Thank you so much. South Sudan, I think it's more tropical. I know, I'm trying to avoid the heat in Sudan. So I'm thinking maybe I'll visit later. Because it's about to get stupid hot, and I don't know if I want to go during that time. But I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there for sure. And I'm extremely excited. Sudan is going to be that's going to be a dream come true. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Sudan. South Sudan. South Sudan. It's cute. I think people herd animals camping like nomads. I know. I love it. Oh, we just got another donation. David. Thank you so much, David, for your donation. Wow. Thanks, Dave. If I can call you that, sorry. You didn't give me permission to call you that. Thanks, David. Really appreciate it. By the way, we're fundraising. You guys, if you want to donate, you can. Here's through the Cash App. And I'll give you a shout out, and you're helping me finish this crazy goal of visiting every country in the world. I'm exhausted. No, I'm not exhausted. No, I am exhausted. Oh, actually, I'm a little exhausted at all times, but it's okay. Your husband is from Sudan. Love it. I love Sudan. Actually, I can't say I love it because I've never been there, but I think I do, and I'm very excited, and I can't wait. And yeah, it's like a bucket list country for me. I'm definitely exhausted, for sure. But I'm going to rest when I'm done visiting every country in the world. I got things to do. I just heard something. I'm good. I am tired, to be honest. Like, I could really use like a 3-week vacation. It's so funny because like I'm traveling, but like it's not a vacation. You know what I'm saying? I could use a vacation, but I'm not going to take one. Not until I'm finished my goal of visiting every country in the world. And I guess I am on vacation. I don't know. The tribes are in the south. I'm in the city. I don't travel with very much with me. And if I start accumulating a lot of stuff, I either give it away, throw it in the trash, or ship it home. Traveling is so exhausting. Can you guys imagine? Imagine this. I'm not trying to make you feel bad because that's silly. But like, imagine being on a never-ending trip 100% of the time, trying to visit every country in the world. It's insane. And it's exhausting physically and financially. It is so expensive. Well, some places are not. Some places aren't as bad as others, to be honest. Some places are easy. Africa? Oh my gosh. It is so expensive to travel Africa. That's why I fundraise so much. Yeah, listen, if I don't, I won't be able to do this thing. But other than the financial part, yeah, it's just, I feel like I always have my guard up, which can be exhausting. There's this book called Left Brain, Right Brain. And it's like, girls usually think with their right brain. Men usually think with their left brain, right? But here's the thing. In 2025, a lot of girls have been starting to think with their left brain. And it's like not good. Because girls were supposed to be more right-brained. Am I making sense here? And so the left brain is like alert, aware, constantly in a protective mode, solutionary, thinking, like this is how a man usually is supposed to be. Right brain is like more relaxed, less alert, less protective, And as a female traveler, I feel like I'm always using my left brain all the time. So like, it's exhausting. I always feel like I have to be protecting myself. I always have to feel like I'm looking out for danger. And that's supposed to be like a more man thing, And so I feel like I can't afford to be right-brained, but I want to be right-brained. As a female, I want to relax. I want somebody to take care of me. I want somebody to be looking out for me for danger. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I'm always in my left brain. And it is exhausting. But yeah, a lot of females are left brain. Yeah, especially if you're from New York, you're probably left brain, right? It's like hyper aware, looking for danger, extremely analytical. And a man should be that way because a man is supposed to be the protector. A man is supposed to be the provider. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of females, especially if you're on your own or you're single mom or you're like me, I live a life of solitude in foreign countries. I'm always in my left brain mode. All day long, I'm looking. I'm the one who has to protect myself. You know what I'm saying? I have to look out for trouble. I have to make sure, is there a problem, But I do relax a lot more, like I spoke about in the beginning of the video, and I let God take care of me. But still, I'm always using my left brain. Even now, I heard a noise. I'm like, is somebody in here? Did someone follow me in here? Because it's happened before. People have followed me into my hotel room before and hid in the closet. So like, I'm always hyper aware, like trying to see, you know what I'm saying? And it's exhausting because girls were never supposed to be this way. We were supposed to be more right brain. And I'm not saying girls are just supposed to lay down and look pretty. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I mean at all. I think ambitious women are amazing. And I'm not saying that guys should be the brave ones. I'm not saying that at all. But there is a certain design for a female and a certain design for a man. And I feel like I have to act like a man all the time. And it's exhausting. Sometimes I want to be more soft, more feminine, more laid back. You know what I'm saying? And so I would say that's a really, really difficult part of solo traveling. I feel like being soft is a sign of weakness. And I don't want to appear weak. You know what I mean? I don't want to come off weak. I don't want people to take advantage of me. I don't want to miss something, So I would say that's a big exhausting part of solo traveling, and that's the beauty of relationship. Men and women, we're supposed to complement each other in that way, but right now it's okay. I'm not going to be doing this forever. I always tell myself that this is not forever. This is not forever. This is for a certain amount of time. So yeah, you have to be so alert when you're solo traveling, because like even people that you get comfortable with, you can't get too comfortable. People switch up. And so yeah, I just have to be on my P's and Q's. I'm always like, got my passport, got my wallet, got my, you know what I'm saying? And I'm looking like, and I'm making sure I'm always testing my card to make, because, if you guys have been around a long time, sometimes your card will just choose not to work one day, and then you're stuck in a foreign country without any money. So I'm like, is my card working? I'll like test my card. Do I have my passport? Okay, I have my passport. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Am I feeling okay? Do I have a cold? What's going on? It's like this constant survival mode that you're always in survival mode. So anyways, Jesus very much protects me. The fact that I'm alive and breathing is right there a miracle. I'm telling you, if you guys only seen the things I've been through in my life, and I'm sure you guys have the same story. If you believe in Jesus, again, you don't have to. But it gets difficult. It's exhausting. And yeah, but I'm telling you, I'm never going to give up. Never. Until we finish this goal of visiting every country in the world. And then I'll relax. But yeah, it's all good. So what's the challenge you're talking? I'm talking about my goal of visiting every country in the world. Right now, I'm on a mission to visit every single country in the world. You look physically tired a bit. I look physically tired a bit because it's 12 o'clock in the morning. Or at night. In the morning. We just got a donation. That's why I look tired. Because it's in the middle of the night. We just got a donation! Thank you so much. Hold on. I don't see the name. Thank you, darling. Hold on. Let me catch the name. Daphne! Thank you so much, Daph. Aww. Thank you. I just read your message. You're gonna make me cry. I am so appreciative, Daphne. Thank you so much. And Martha. Thank you so much, Martha, for your donation. You guys are literally... You're helping me with this crazy goal. I'm writing down. I write down names so that I can remember to thank you guys in my video. Thank you guys so much. What do you think about Africa before you came here, and what was your first reaction when you arrived? Well, the first time I came to Africa, it was like 8 years ago. It's like the first time was almost 8 years ago, 7 years ago. And the first place I went was Egypt, and I hated it. I was expecting to like it, but you guys already know about all that stuff. I still don't like Egypt. I call it Poopville because it sucks. Wait, Morocco was my first African country. Morocco? No, it was Egypt. Egypt was my first African country. I went to Morocco later. Yeah, I went to Morocco way later. I like Morocco, kind of. I can't decide how I feel about Morocco. I like it and I don't like it at the same time. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Morocco's like Ethiopia. They eat the same thing every single day, so I kind of got annoyed with that. Morocco, every day they eat the same thing. I'm like, you guys, can we switch it up a little bit? Type of thing. Sweetie, I'm in my feminine era. What are you talking about? You see these nails? Don't say that. You're in your masculine energy, sweetie. So, no, but what I was saying was, my first African country was Egypt, and I hated it. I didn't know it was going to be so bad. And then I visited Ethiopia, and I hated it. But it was a very long time ago. That's why I came back to give it a second chance, and now I love it. So sometimes it just takes a couple chances. Sometimes it just takes a couple chances. We eat injera every day. I know! I know. Every day it's injera. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Injera, injera, injera. It's okay. It's all right. But Morocco's the same. They eat the same thing every day. So that kind of got on my nerves when I was in Morocco. Because I was in Morocco for like 2 months. And I was so sick of the food. I was so ready to leave. And the people aren't very nice, but some people were nice, but I don't know. Some people, like, I don't know. I have to go back soon. We'll just put it that way. But Morocco was okay. It's beautiful, though. And other than that, I always knew South Africa was beautiful. Everyone always told me South Africa was beautiful, so I always had a good opinion about South Africa. And I didn't know anything about Namibia. Nothing. No information at all. I didn't know anything about Namibia, Zimbabwe. I don't know. It was hard. It's hard to say what my opinion was about Africa before I came. I had a lot of different opinions about a lot of different countries here. Some countries I had no opinion at all, like Namibia. I didn't know anything about Namibia at all. But yeah, some countries I had better opinions than others. Your eldest sister went to Morocco about 2 years ago, and she said it was okay. A lot of dust, very dusty. Yeah, it's dusty, and it's quite hectic. Yeah, I love Namibia. I loved it. I was there for a month. If I'm anywhere for a month, it's because I like it. Which country surprised? Oh, we got a donation! You guys... Thank you so much. You're gonna make me break out into tears. This is from Sharon. Thanks, Sharon. Thank you so much. I'm writing down names so I can thank people later. Thank you so much, Phoenix. I need to go to Simeon Mountains in Amhara region. The mountains are a UNESCO heritage site. They're better than the Swiss mountains. The movie Lord of the Rings was inspired by that. Okay. Got it. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. For sure. For sure. I want to make a matcha. I'll check it out. You know, after I finish visiting every country in the world, I'm going to still travel, you know. I'm not going to stop traveling. I'll just travel at a regular pace. You know what I mean? A way regular pace. Maybe 2 countries a month or something like that. Or 2 travel destinations a month. And I'll definitely revisit my favorite places. Like, I want to go back to the Omo Valley with somebody. Like, I went by myself. Like, I definitely want to go back and experience it with somebody one day next year. I don't know. You keep asking me what about Africa in school. I don't know. Like, I don't know what to say because it wasn't heavily discussed, to be very honest. In America, in my schools, Africa wasn't heavily discussed. So it was just a blank, it was just Africa, you know what I'm saying? Not much. We did learn about slavery and all that, but no heavy teaching on Africa. We learned about America. We didn't even learn about Egyptian history in school. And I was homeschooled, by the way, when I went to school. I started to go to school when I was in high school, and I went to school when I was in the 6th grade. Other than that, I was homeschooled by my mother. So, the mangoes are so good. The mangoes are so good. Oh my gosh. I never knew mangoes. I thought mangoes were like a tropical thing. Like, I didn't know Africa had freaking good mangoes. The mangoes are life-changing here. I've never had a mango that's been so good other than in the Omo Valley. And you can buy a big bag of mangoes for less than $2, which is what we kept doing. You know? I had an avocado smoothie today. I went to a cafe at the mall. No worries, I very much enjoy it. Oh, through the Cash App here on the screen. You see my name, Maryjane Byram. Someone said, how can I send a donation? That's how everyone's sending donations. The Cash App here on the screen. We're raising money from the next 20 countries. I said, I don't know if you were listening, I am going to visit 20 more countries by the end of the summer. All in Africa. 4 more countries in May, 5 countries in June, 5 countries in July, 6 countries in August. All in Africa. You keep asking me to get you an Ethiopian Bible. How do you want me? Email me. Do you know my email address? It's my name, maryjanebyarm@gmail.com, if you really want an Ethiopian Bible. But the thing is, I don't want a lot of people asking me to get them Bibles, because like I just literally can't just buy a bunch of Bibles. But if you want me to send you a Bible, I can. Email me and tell me, where do you live and which Bible are you referring to, and I'll get you one. But I don't want a bunch of people to say, oh, give me one too. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't do like a bunch of Bibles. Like I can't. They're quite heavy. My Bible's underneath here. I can't. But it's like a heavy duty Bible. So it just doesn't make sense for me like to buy a bunch of Bibles and like try to get them to a lot of people. I can't do it. But you keep asking, so just email me and I'll get you one. But you have to tell me which Bible you're referring to, because do you mean the one that I have, the one that I got? And this is for you. This is for you only. I don't want a bunch of people saying, oh, give me one. It's just not realistic. I can't buy a bunch. They're too heavy. They're really heavy. What do they teach you? Are you still asking about Africa in school? Why do you keep asking that? Why do you keep asking that? Did you email me? Or, yeah, I know. I'm going to give you some time. It's not a problem for me to send one Bible, but I can't be in the Bible business. Sorry. But if you guys are really into like getting yourself an ancient Bible, I highly recommend coming to Ethiopia and getting one, if you're not from here. No apologies necessary. No worries. No apologies necessary. I just feel like I answered your question already. Yeah, I can't do the Bible business thing. I was getting so many messages. Maryjane, can you send me an Ethiopian Bible? And I'm like, I really can't. I can't. For one reason, they're heavy. Like, it's a heavy duty book. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it just, for me to be buying a bunch of Bibles and trying to get them out to people, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't. But if it's like 1 or 2 people, yeah, I can send you a Bible. But that's really it. Sorry. But you're more than welcome to come to Ethiopia because they have gorgeous Bibles too. And they're physically beautiful, you know? Physically beautiful and striking. And they're really, really, they have really, really cool. I think they're really, really valuable if you're into that kind of thing. Yeah, or what she said, you can ask a local Ethiopian Orthodox church. That's where I went. I went to a local church literally down the street and got mine. I went actually 2 different places. For my old Bible, I had to hunt that store down. But for the Bible like I'm reading out of, because I'm not using that, I'm like keeping it. My Bible that I'm like using, I just walked to the local church to get one. The Orthodox Christian church. So yeah. We're not doing the Bible business. Although I'd love to be in the Bible business. I'm not in the Bible business. For now, yeah. No. So, anyways. How long have we been live streaming? We've been live for 2 hours. Maybe we'll do another hour. It is currently, it is May 5th. It's Cinco de Mayo. In Ethiopia. There's no Cinco de Mayo in Ethiopia. But it is officially May 5th where I am because I'm in Ethiopia, so it's late. I'll go live for another hour. 1 more hour. Thank you. I think so too. I believe whatever you're supposed to do in life, God will give you the grace to do it. You know what I'm saying? I truly believe that. So like things that otherwise would be really hard or really stressful or just not doable for one person that's not supposed to be doing it. If you're supposed to be doing it, then God will make you he'll give you the ability to do it, you know what I'm saying? And I believe that's what's happening with me because I really don't even know how I'm doing this. Traveling every country in the world all by myself, how the heck? Sometimes it's really difficult and really tiring and really chaotic. But I'm doing it. I'm never giving up either. You know what I'm saying? And it's fun. It's fun hard. You know how things could be fun hard? It's fun hard. You know what I'm saying? Most women my age are mothers. And I imagine that's probably even more difficult. Every time I complain or I say how difficult my life is, I'm like, I don't have any children yet. I imagine having children is probably really difficult. I want them though. You know what I'm saying? But as much as I say my life is difficult, I feel like maybe having kids is more difficult. Not in a bad way. I think having kids is a beautiful thing. But I don't have anyone to look after or take care of, you know? So I feel like maybe being a mother is maybe more difficult. Especially a single mother. Bro. So, perspective, right? My life is hard in a different way, you know what I'm saying? Traveling every single country in the world. Raising a child. I don't know. Well, maybe, I don't know. I'll have to ask somebody. I'll have to ask and see what other people say, but I feel like that's probably pretty difficult. Raising a human being, taking care of a life. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Kind words. It's 12. It's 12 where I am. Thank you so much. I'm excited about my books, but they won't be out this year. Next year. I don't have the time. And they're not finished, you know what I'm saying? What is my nationality? I am American. My nation is America. But yeah. Have I been eating traditional African foods? How have you found them? The vegan food in Ethiopia is so good. I have been eating African food. And it's... How do I put it? I like to try different foods. Yeah, Ethiopia is not even in 2025 yet. Ethiopia uses a different calendar. Ethiopia is only in year 2017. In Ethiopia, it's 2017. Is that not crazy? Thank you for the super chat. Thanks for the super chat from Prophet Templeton. You got an email. Oh, you sent me an email? Oh, you didn't send the email yet. Yeah, send me an email and I can help get you a Bible. But don't think that this is an invitation for me sending Bibles, because it's not. I can't do that. I can't. It's just me all by myself. I can't be buying a bunch of Bibles and trying to ship them all over the world. It's too difficult. But maybe, let's say, okay, let me ask you guys a question. I could get 5 Bibles, maybe at most. 5. Maybe 5. Literally. Because when I mean the Bible is literally like this thick and heavy. So imagine me trying to carry a suitcase full of Bibles. I can't do it. I can't. I know so many of you want a Bible from here. The most I could do is 5 Bibles. Yeah, I can't do anything more than that. I can't. And then it would be so much work trying to ship them, and yeah, it would just be too much work. Too much work. Sorry, guys. But, okay, listen. If you are interested in a Bible, email me. My name is Maryjane Byram. My email is maryjanebyram@gmail.com. I'll try to get you a Bible. And I'm not going to make you pay for it. But you could send a donation. Sure, you could send a donation. That would be appreciated. But I'm not going to make you pay. But just email me. maryjanebyram@gmail.com. And I could probably send 5 Bibles. I can't do anything more than that. Those Bibles are thick. Let me try and... Actually, the Bible's sitting underneath the lamp. I can't even show you the freaking Bible right now. But yeah, just email me if you're interested in a Bible. I'll try to get you one. If not, don't take it personal, because they're big and I can't carry big giant Bibles around. It's gonna be too much work. I can't do it. But yeah. But I do advise you, if you're, you can come to Ethiopia and get yourself one, because Ethiopia is beautiful. And there's lots of things to see and to purchase here. Like the coffee oil. I went and bought myself a ton of these today. I bought some more coffee oils today. Oh, I'm in love with this Ethiopian coffee oil. It's 100%, it's all oily. Ethiopian coffee oil. Ethiopia has some good stuff. If you live in Addis Ababa, you can get the Bible yourself. What do you mean? If you're in that's where I am. If you're in Addis Ababa, you can get the Bible yourself. I'm lost. To translate, I'm literally using ChatGPT. I'm using ChatGPT to translate. But also I bought a dictionary, so I'm also trying to get like the most powerful meaning of each of the words. So I also bought a dictionary, Amharic to English dictionary, so that's helping me too. But you should definitely go to Addis Ababa and get yourself a Bible, get yourself some hair oil, get yourself coffee. Hi, Kyra. I'm lost. I don't know what you're talking about anymore. Hello. Right, I know. The Book of Enoch is in the Bible. That's one reason I bought it. And let me tell you, I've been reading the Book of Enoch. My mind is blown. The Book of Enoch is, I'm not going to get into it, because I don't want this to be like a Bible talk video, because it's not a Bible talk video, but the Book of Enoch is crazy. It talks about how the Nephilim. That's why the American Bible took it out. The Protestant Western Bible took the Book of Enoch out of the Bible in the last 60 years. And I get it. I don't get it, but I'm like, it's about how fallen angels came to earth, slept with humans, and made the Nephilim. And that's why God sent the flood to kill off the Nephilim, which are like half human, half angel. And these Nephilim hated humans, so they taught us how to sin. So they taught all these evil, sinful practices so that God would be mad at us, They wanted God to kill us again. So they're like, how do we ruin the humans? How do we kill the humans? We get God mad at them. So the Nephilim taught sinful practices on earth. They taught oral sex, which is a sin. It says it in the Book of Enoch. Having oral sex is not a part of God's design. So the fallen angels, yes, they were fallen angels. They taught us all these evil things to make God mad. That's what the Book of Enoch is about. That's what I've been reading in the Ethiopian Bible. It's crazy. I'm like, yo. And Enoch is the great-grandfather of Noah. So Enoch is the one who wrote the book. And he had all this crazy revelation, from God, and how mad God was at us, and so that's why he sent the flood. because he needed to wipe out the human race because we became so evil and disgusting. And so that's what the book of Enoch is about. They taught all these evil practices to us. So it's wild. This book is wild. Oh my gosh. You need to get yourself an Ethiopian Bible if you're into Bible reading like I am. And so, yeah, it's just nuts. Because their whole main goal was, how do we ruin the human race? How do we ruin the human race? How do we make God so mad that he created humans? And so how do we make God regret making humans, basically? So they taught us how to be really sinful. One of those practices where they taught the women how to look really sexy. They taught women to become very sexual and overt, and to use their sexuality to entice men, which is evil. It taught us how to do makeup, to enhance our beauty, to lure men in sexually. They taught oral sex, which is apparently not part of God's design. The book of Enoch said it. And they taught, everything. Homosexuality, breaking apart of the family structure, the nuclear family structure. And so they were cooking. They knew what they were doing. They're like, we're getting these humans. We're just going to ruin them. So that God looks down on earth and he's just like, what the heck? No, God killed them off with the flood. The Nephilim made earth so evil. That's why God sent the flood. That's what the book of Enoch is talking about, God looked at earth and he was like, I've got to kill them off. I mean, it's just a mess. And so he only looked at Noah, was the only righteous man. And he said, Noah, put your family on a boat. I'm ending this madness. It's a mess. Because the Nephilim, they taught all these sinful practices, and the humans took it on, and we ran with it. And so God had to wipe it out. He had to wipe the Nephilim out. He had to wipe all the sinful nature of everybody out, And so what happened, that book is not in the Protestant Bible. The Bible that you find in the United States, that book does not exist anymore. They took it out, but they only took it out in the last 60 years. Right. We went back that way. We went back that way, We've gone back to the way we were pre-flood. But the book is crazy. It's been blowing my freaking mind. It's been blowing my mind. And I'm like, I can totally see why the book was removed in the West. And I think it shows. It shows. If you look at the West, not that the whole world isn't crazy, because the whole world is crazy, but the West is some different kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? As a traveler, even me, when I go back to America, I'm like, this is like the freaking, it's a mess. It's a mess. The whole Western culture is just it's shocking. And so I think that's has to do with the fact that we removed a lot of books out of the Bible, and I don't know what it is. I don't know. The devil just on a rampage over there. I mean, he's everywhere. I mean, the whole world needs Jesus, but there's something different about the West. Something different. Whew. Yeah, anyways, Bible talk, baby. We always get into some Bible talk for some reason. But if you're interested, by the way, the book, is it in the Catholic Bible? I don't know. I'm not. Whoa, we just got a donation. Okay, I'm going to freak out because if I'm not mistaken, this is the third time that you've donated. Or the fourth, this person. Girlfriend, Oh, you want a Bible? Okay. Okay. Email me. Email me. Again, I can't do a bunch of Bibles. I'll do 5 people. Email me, and if I respond to you, that means you're one of the 5. I'm so sorry I have to do it this way. I can't buy more than 5 Bibles. I can't. Please hear me. They're heavy. It's a heavy... Hold on, let me try and grab it. Hold on. It's going to knock over my lamp. Ooh. Here's the Bible. Hold on. My light was sitting... Okay. Here's the Bible. I don't know if you can tell that this is like a heavy... It's heavy. I don't know if you can tell. But it's in Amharic, which is the language that's spoken in... Can you see it? Okay, I'll put my email up in a second. So the thing is, it's not in English. So what I've been doing, like for example, see, this is the book of Enoch. I've been line by line translating. Also the book of Sirach. Hold on, I'll show you the book of Sirach. This is the book of Sirach. This book is not in the Western Bibles either. So I've been having to go line by line and translate. Oh. Hi. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you. Someone said they subscribed today. Thank you so much. So yeah, this is the Ethiopian Bible. It's got 81 books. The Western Bible, for example, I can't grab my Western Bible. It only has 31 books. This Bible is more than 3,000 years old, and they never changed it. In the West, we took the books out in the last 60 years because they were known as offensive. Offensive. Come on now. So, I've been reading the books that were taken out, and it's been life-changing, you guys. It's been life-changing. Like today I was reading the book of Sirach. This book means book of wisdom. Kind of, it's like a wisdom book. And like today I was reading about how God takes family structure very seriously. So a man who has a baby, like a man who impregnates a woman, but then leaves that woman and leaves the child, like God has a special punishment for that man. Bro! People need to be... Why would they remove that? And it's like, in my opinion, that's a problem that they remove these books, because you look at the West and all you see is like fatherless homes. And you're reading the books that they removed, and you're like, no, they should have kept these books in. There's like 3 whole chapters talking about how God takes it very seriously if a man impregnates a woman and then leaves the woman and doesn't take care of the child and take care of that woman. God takes that very seriously. So anyways, there's just a lot of stuff in here that they've taken out. So anyways, this is one of the coolest things I've ever bought in my entire life, and it's so fun to study it. Again, it's in Amharic, which is the language of Ethiopia. So I've been going line by line and translating. I bought a dictionary. I also use ChatGPT. Yeah, modernizing the Bible. Exactly. To kind of line by line translate everything. The book of Enoch. Bro. People say the Bible's boring. Boring? This is one of the craziest books you'll ever read in your entire freaking life. It's insane. Even if you're not a believer, even if you're not Christian, well, maybe it would make sense if you were a Christian to read this, but I'm just saying it makes a lot of sense when you read it. That's all I'm saying. About all the evilness we have and where it all started and da 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 da. Anyways, Right. I'm not Orthodox. I'm not Ethiopian Orthodox, no. I'm a non-denominational Christian, meaning I don't believe in religion. I believe in a tight, close relationship with Jesus himself, but I don't think it's about religion. But I do love the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, and I really think there's so much to learn from them. So much to learn from them. And I love it. I love their practices and all that stuff. But no, I'm not Orthodox. I'm non-denominational. No religion. I love Jesus. But yeah. Yeah. Bible talk. Hi, Julian. There are people who said that they want me to send them a Bible. And here's the thing. I can get a couple Bibles. And no, I'm not Ethiopian, but everyone thinks I am. Here's the thing. When I say a couple, I mean a couple. Like 4 or 5. So if you want one, you've got to email me. I'll do like a giveaway of like 4 or 5 Bibles. But you've got to email me, and I really can't do a bunch. Like, if we're talking 10, I can't even do 10. They're heavy. This is like a heavy thing. And it comes in a case. Hold on. Where's the case? Oh, hold on. There's a case. I'll show you. Ow. Here's the case. It comes like this. The book of Sirach, exactly. It's like Ecclesiastes. It's beautiful. The book is beautiful. Like, I was in tears reading it. The book of Sirach. I'm like, why would we remove that out of the Bible? But yeah, the Bible comes like this. Ow. So isn't it gorgeous? Oh, this is so special to me. I believe God honestly led me to this Bible. Honestly, it's so pretty. So yeah, imagine me trying to buy like 20 of these. Not possible. I can't even do 20. I can't even do 10. I can do like 5. So if you want a Bible, email me. My email is my name. It's my name. maryjanebyarm@gmail.com. It's just my full name. And I'll try to get you a Bible. And you can make a donation if you want a Bible. That would be awesome, because I'm asking for donations anyways. But I'm not requiring that. I'm not requiring it. I'm not selling Bibles. You emailed me? Okay. Let me check. I see your email. I got you. Hold on. Again, this is not, I'm not doing a bunch of Bibles. I just want to keep, I want to keep making that clear. I want to keep making it clear. I'm not doing, but I'm doing like 5. I can't do a bunch. They're heavy. This is heavy business. So I can't do a bunch of Bibles for people. It's too heavy. But I definitely can do like giveaway for like 5 people. So I just got your email. Hold on. Plus, you've donated a bunch of times. So I'm going to get you a Bible. Don't worry. Shh. Okay. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, I'm not going to ship them from here. I'm leaving Ethiopia in literally 48 hours. So I'm not going to ship from Ethiopia. Right. Exactly. That's how I feel the same way. I feel the same way. But yeah, I'm not going to ship from Ethiopia. It'll be way easier for me to ship in the country I'm going to in less than 48 hours. So I'll just pick the Bibles up before I leave. But again, we're doing 5. We're going to do 5 of these things. This book is heavy, and it will literally weigh down my entire suitcase if I get a bunch of these Bibles, so I can't ship them to a bunch of people. Sorry. So yeah, anyways, interesting convos we have, right? These live streams, they're so fun because they always go down some valley that I never expect. Talking about Enoch, the fallen angels, the Nephilim. It's fun though. It's very, very fun.
Wondering where this beach in your feed is.
It's very fun. I love it. Right, that's the problem. I already have a ton of books, but like every month I will ship a bunch of books home, or actually I need to do that now because my suitcase is already getting too heavy with books. You know what I'm saying? I like to travel light, so I already kind of have that problem that my suitcase is already getting a little too heavy with stuff. But it's okay, because like every month I'll ship stuff away, you know what I'm saying? How many books are in the Ethiopian Bible? 81 books. In the Western Bible, the American Bible, there's 21. 21, I'm sorry. There's 61 books in the Western Bible. Considered the American Bible, Protestant Bible. 61. The Ethiopian Bible has 81. They removed these books in the last 60 years. They took them out because the Protestant faith, aka the Western faith, said that the books were extremely offensive and not entirely accurate. Like there's a lot of stuff about homosexuality in these books. There's a lot of stuff about sin, sin. And so the Protestant Bible was like, we want to take this out because it's considered extremely offensive and we don't know the accuracy of these books. Martha, I saw your donation. Thank you so much. I thanked you. So yeah, anyways, I can give away a couple Bibles, no worries. A couple. Literally like 4 or 5. I can't buy, I don't have the space in my suitcase. I don't have the space, baby. And I don't have the energy. That's a really good question. I mean, it's a question. You said, how do they know what is accurate and what is not? That has been the question of theologians for years. They argue about what is the accurate Bible and what is the inaccurate Bible. What are the accurate books and what are the inaccurate books? So that is a can of worms, that question. That is a can of worms. But the Ethiopian people believe that this is the true Bible. And that they actually believe it's a huge sin to take books out, you know? This is also the oldest Bible ever used, you know what I'm saying? And most accurate Bible, meaning the one that's been around the longest time, you know? So that's a very debated topic. What is accurate? That's a very big can of worms, you know? Very big can of worms that people still argue about every day. So, yeah, I think in life, It is very important for everyone to figure out what you believe in, whatever it is, figure it out and go all in on it, because it's probably the most important thing you'll ever do with your life. Who are you going to live for? What are you living for? Who do you serve? Because we are living for something. We're all living for something, and we got to figure out what that something is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not pushing Christianity on anyone at all. I'm not pushing religion at all. I'm not pushing Jesus. I'm not pushing anything. This is just what I choose to believe in and what I believe is true. And I think the most important thing we can do with our lives is figure out what is true. What do we believe in? Because it'll be the answer to eternity. Deep stuff we're talking about here. Deep topics, right? Where you're going when you die might be... No, it is the most important thing in the world. Yeah. So anyways, just wanted to talk about my little Bible. I also got another Bible, but that Bible is not to be touched. It's one of the oldest. It's a very, 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 very old Bible. And so when I bought it, the lady told me, keep this somewhere safe, because maybe in like 20, 30 years, it might be worth a lot of money, because it's an ancient Ethiopian Bible. You know? So I have another one, but it's all wrapped up and I'm not touching it. It's old. It's more than 100 years old. So yeah, but that's a book. That's the book of Psalms, which is really, really cool. So yeah, guys, yeah. I see your message, Daryl. Where do I suggest that you travel first, since you've never been outside of the United States? That is like an impossible question. That's an impossible question. I would, to be very honest, I don't think it matters where you go first. I don't think it matters. Anywhere you want to go. Anywhere that piques your interest. But I don't think the first one is so important. I just think that getting out there and seeing something different is... How old is the giveaway Bible? What do you mean, how old? It's a brand new Bible. It's new. Yeah, I'm live. Can you guys hear me? You guys hear? Yeah. Okay, awesome. Somebody said, are you live? And I'm like, yeah, I'm live. So I just making sure you guys could hear me. But yeah, I don't think it matters where you go the first time. I think you should go wherever you want to go. Anywhere that piques your interest, go. Just go. And don't overthink it. A lot of people overthink too much. Like, just go wherever your heart is pulling you, wherever you want to go. Anywhere that you've seen and it's piqued your interest and you've heard, just go. Whether it's Thailand, whether it's Europe, Amsterdam, whether it's somewhere in Africa, whether it's wherever, just go. Because I think it's very important for us to see outside of the realm of where we live in. Like, honestly, sometimes I think back about myself before traveling and I'm like, how did I know anything? Like, how did I know anything? Like, I feel like I started to know things and to learn things when I started traveling, because I just knew what other people said around me before. You know what I'm saying? Like, other than me experiencing and learning for myself and being like, wow, there's a whole world out here with different people who see life differently and live differently and act differently. And I'm like, wow. So yeah, I'm not saying that you don't know anything. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that traveling gives you a new perspective on life. It's kind of like when you're looking through life through a pinhole. You know? Oh, sorry. That just looked like I was throwing up a weird sign. But what I'm trying to say is, when you have never traveled, it looks like it's like looking at life through a pinhole. You know what I'm saying? And you start to travel and it like opens up. You know what I'm saying? Instead of you just looking out of one view of the world. You know what I'm saying? I hope I'm making sense. Because it's like you only see life through the way people see it around you, you know? And there definitely is groupthink. Groupthink is very, very real. Groupthink is meaning like most people just think what the other people around them think. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, it's so true. You go to Ethiopia, a lot of the Ethiopians are like the other Ethiopians. You go to Japan, the Japanese people are like the other Japanese people. You go to America, the American people are like the other American people. You go to New York City, the New Yorkers are like the other New Yorkers. We are herd people. We adapt to the people around us. We think and act and see like the people around us. It's hard for us not to be. So when you start to travel and you start to see other people and the way they think and the way they, you know what I'm saying? You're like, oh my gosh. There's just not one way to look at things, and there's not one way to do things. And there's, you know, yeah. I'm getting a little tired, you guys. Let's see here. It is 1:23 a.m. in the morning. It is 1:23 a.m. in the morning. Let's do 25, 30 more minutes of this live stream. I gotta go to sleep. Guys. So yeah, I think you should travel 100%. And remember, don't overthink it. A lot of people overthink it. Don't overthink it. Don't get so caught up in the where, you know? As long as it's somewhere that you feel safe and, you know, you can check out my videos. I have plenty of videos of many different locations over the world, all over the world. And just go. Have a good time. And I always say don't book a group tour. Don't book a group tour. Just go. Just go. I think the group tours are stupid. Honestly. Just go somewhere. Yeah, because then the other person is telling you what to do, where to eat, and it's just corny. It's not that deep. Traveling, I think people make it a lot more deep than it has to be. It's just you. I mean, I'm not going to tell other people how to live, but I just think group tours are stupid. Just go. Book a flight, baby. Book a flight, book a hotel, and go. Don't even have plans. Just start talking to local people. Go out and meet a local person and ask the local where to eat. They'll tell you. They'll tell you. Be like, where should I have dinner? Where should I have lunch? This, to me, is the best traveling method. The best traveling method. Just walk around. Ask the locals where they eat. Ask the locals where they hang out. You know? Especially, I always tell people who book tours to Japan, like, why would you book a tour to Japan? That's so stupid. Just go. And then when you land in Japan, you will figure it out, you know? Or if you want to, you can ask a local, hey, blah, 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 blah. Can you suggest where I might have some lunch? Or what should I do tomorrow? That's so fun. That's so much more fun. So much. So yeah. Oh my, OMG, I'm doing the random flights on Skyscanner. That's how I'm traveling. Oh, cool. I think I've heard of that. Yeah, that's cool. I want to do that too. Like, there's this company, I don't know what it's called, if it's called that, but it's like, it's a company where you book a flight and they don't tell you where you're going until you land. That's cool. I'm not saying you have to do all that extreme, but I'm telling you, I've been to 135 countries, and most of those countries, I had absolutely no plans at all. I just book a flight, I book a hotel, and I see where the trip goes. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's called Voucher, right? I think that's what it's called. That's awesome. I'm gonna do it one day. But yeah, and then you get to see, like, I ask locals a lot of advice, you know what I mean? I ask them, where should I eat? What should I buy here? You know, what, blah, blah, blah. The tours, I mean, sometimes it's useful, maybe like a day tour, but not a whole trip tour. That's corny. And then somebody's telling you what to do the whole time and you have to listen to a tour guide. That's so stupid. And not as fun. So anyways, does traveling the world make you feel like you know it all and skeptical of others less traveled? Yes, I know everything. Can't you tell? I know everything. I'm a perfect human being. And I know everything there is to know. Not. Not. Absolutely not. No, it doesn't make me feel that way. I do think I learn a lot, though. Learning a lot doesn't mean knowing it all. I don't know it all, but I learn a lot. Does that make sense? Every day of my life, I feel like I'm learning. But I definitely don't know it all. At all. Actually, the more I learn, the more I realize I don't know that much. Does that make sense? I don't know. I think I have a lot of cultural and world knowledge that I learn from people for sure. But I definitely don't know it all. That's silly. That's very silly. Not at all. Every day of my life I'm asking God to help me. Help me, Jesus. That's me in a nutshell. Help me, Jesus. Oh boy. You know what? It's very fun talking to you guys. Very fun. Very, very fun. It's true. It's very true. Every day when I wake up, I say to God, you gotta be with me today. You gotta help me, otherwise I cannot do this thing. What are your favorite childhood movies that you still find yourself watching? Except Princess Diaries. Okay, except Princess Diaries, I loved Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Okay. Hi, you're a new follower. Hi, Harry. Thank you so much. Wow. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, we got a super... I'm telling you guys, do you see? This person shows up on everything and donates. And I say every live stream, I think you're an angel. I don't think you're a human being. You donate every time. Thanks for the advice. Respect myself. Stay blessed. I think you're an angel. I really do. Until I see you in the flesh, you're not a person. You're an angel. Thank you so much. You donate. You must donate to anything I do 3 or 4 times a week. And they're big donations. Thank you so much. I'm still not convinced you're a person, though. I'm looking at you like, angel much? I think you're an angel. Anyways, and you always say the kindest word, the kindest, first of all, what are you talking about? People always want to ruin it. You ruined it. You ruined it. Anyways, what was I saying? I was saying something. What was I saying? News, you're being weird. Right. Being super weird. Like, you're ruining it. You killed the vibe. That's what the young people say, right? Oh, my favorite childhood films. My favorite childhood films are Shark Boy and Lava Girl and Spy Kids. That movie, the Spy Kids. Listen, do you guys have kids? Is anyone listening to me who has kids? What your kids watch is super important. Do you have children? Anybody watching? I guess young children, I mean. What they watch as kids is shaping them. I'm telling you, Spy Kids and Shark Boy and Lava Girl literally did something to me as a kid. Like, I'm serious. Inspired the heck out of me. Like, I low-key, like, I love Spy Kids so much. I needed to be that way. Like, two kids out on their own, exploring the world, fighting evil, being awesome. Like, I honestly, you're gonna think this is funny. I think that I'm this way now. I think that me as a person, I think I'm this way not entirely because of Spy Kids, but it had a huge effect on me. I remember it setting me on fire. I saw two kids by themselves out in the world doing cool stuff. It changed me. I'm telling you, what your kids watch is super important. If you guys have kids, young kids, don't just put an iPad in front of their face and just let them watch whatever the heck they want. It's shaping them. Spy Kids did something to me. The way I loved that movie, I was like, I want to be out in the world all by myself and doing cool stuff. And that's what I'm doing. Oh. Snap, we just got a huge donation. Whoa. We just got a huge donation. Okay, hold on. Mel? Thank you so much, Mel. I'm like shocked. Are you, I didn't say you had to pay for the Bible. Is this for the Bible? I didn't say you had to pay. I don't know if someone's sending me this for the Bible. That was a giveaway thing. Oh, she's saying it's not for the Bible. Oh, it's just for my travels. Thank you. Thank you so much. Whoa. Okay, that just shocked me. Anyways, I was talking about how Spy Kids was a huge part of my childhood and how it shaped me. And right, Melissa, I'm very much on the same page as you. So anyways. So yeah. What else? Parent Trap was literally everything. Parent Trap. Even now, I'll watch Parent Trap like once a month or something like that. And when I was in Dubai, I stayed at a hotel. It's called the Queen Elizabeth. And literally I was crying because that's the cruise ship they used in Parent Trap. I was like literally crying when I found that out. There's a hotel in Dubai. It's called the QE2. It's the Queen Elizabeth. It's a cruise ship that they turned into a hotel. And that cruise ship is the one that was in the Parent Trap. And I literally found out while I was staying at the QE2, and I literally started like crying because like my whole childhood was like watching Parent Trap. And I'm like, I'm on the freaking boat where they had their first date, where the mom and dad had their first date. It was on the QE2. And now that boat is in Dubai. They turned it into a hotel. I literally freaked out. I know. I was like literally projectile crying because it was like my whole childhood was the Parent Trap. And now I'm like in Dubai on the same boat. I know it's a fake story. I know the story's made up, but still. That movie was everything for me. And if you guys want to go to Dubai, you can stay at the QE2. It's a cruise ship, but they parked it. So it's permanently parked. And they turned it into a hotel. And it's actually a really nice hotel. And you can stay there. You can stay on the cruise ship. I know. I don't know what kind of sign it was, but it was some kind of sign. Oh, I love the Parent Trap. As a kid. Yeah, those, I guess, were my top movies. I was a big scaredy cat as a kid. Very scared of everything. So I didn't like anything scary. Everything had to be really, really, I only watched like Parent Trap and like Spy Kids. That's really it. I kept it real PG. I didn't watch anything overt or scary or what I would consider scary. Like I even remember as a kid, like Star Wars would be on and I didn't like it, or like Jurassic Park. I was terrified of Jurassic Park. I didn't mess with that stuff. No. I didn't like it. It scared the actual heck out of me. How do you think traveling has wired your brain chemistry? Do you think it helps with moving on from situations and not dwelling? Wow, the way you put that, I've never put it that way, but 100%. You're spot on. Do you think traveling helps with moving on from situations and not dwelling? Because I struggle with rumination. Yes. I would say that I have mastered, or I've gotten very good at the art of moving on, not holding on to things. Because my environment is constantly changing. And traveling, you have to roll with the punches. You cannot stay stuck somewhere. Especially me, I'm on a mission to visit every country in the world. I have to keep moving forward. I can't stay stuck anywhere. And I definitely think that's shifted my brain chemistry. I think my brain chemistry has changed in a lot of ways. Moving on from situations, and also nothing seems like a big deal to me. There's a guy who runs marathons and he says the same thing. I forget his name, but he's a big marathon runner. The guy runs like 100-mile marathons all the time. And they asked the man, how has running these marathons changed you as a person? And he says, running marathons has made me so strong because nothing seems hard in my life. Any problem I'm faced with, I look at the problem and I'm like, oh, I can do it. Because I run marathons. I run 100-mile marathons. So it's like this confidence building thing. When I heard the guy say that, I'm like, traveling has done the same thing for me. If I can do this and this and this and this, what can I do? So even when I'm faced with a problem, I can handle it. Because I'm faced with problems all the time. And I've got to figure it out and I've got to keep moving. So yeah, I think that's traveling has done that for me as well. It's also made me detach from people, but not in a bad, toxic way. Not in a toxic manner. You know? I think there is a toxic side of being detached from people. And I don't mean that. People are beautiful. People are a blessing. People make life worth living. But I think that if somebody wants to remove themselves from my life, it's almost like I'm very good at that. It's okay. It's never a big deal. Where there are some people, they are so scared of being on their own. I don't have that anymore. I'm not afraid of being alone. I'm not afraid if everyone says, screw you, Maryjane, and I have nobody. I'm good. I'm good because it's happened. I'm fine. I will figure it out. So I think traveling has changed me in that manner too. You missed, hi, good evening. You're joining late. You missed quite a bit. We've been talking about everything over here. The Nephilim, traveling, how traveling has changed me, the art of not being afraid. Right. My mother taught me this growing up. She taught me this because I was somebody who had a lot of FOMO, especially when I was a teenager. I wanted to be everywhere everybody else was. I hated feeling left out. And my mom, is she watching? I don't know if she's watching. But she would always say to me, it is good when people miss you. Yeah, she watching. Didn't you say that, Mom? She would always say, let people miss you. It's good when you are with somebody, when you, how would she say it? When you're somewhere, people shouldn't always expect you to be everywhere. Then you become very invaluable. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it didn't make much sense to me when I was in high school, though. Because I wanted to be at every party, every birthday party, every graduation party, every weekend hookup, everything that always existed. People are saying hi. Yeah. And so my mom tried to teach me the art of being missed. And it's very true. People, when you're somewhere, your presence should be valued. Okay, Mom, enough. We get it. You're here, we get it. But your presence should be valued. This I did not agree with when I was younger. Now that I'm older, I agree with it. If you're everywhere all the time, yeah, I'm in, if you're everywhere all the time and nobody misses you, then that's even the same for relationships. Ooh, that's a bar. Listen, it's the same in relationships. You can wear a person out. This is very true. Yeah, everybody's saying hi to my mother. We get it, Mom, we get it. But this is very true for friendships and relationships. You can wear a person out and they will become so sick of you and they never miss you. It is good to miss somebody. Ooh, that's a bar. Let that man miss you. Let that woman miss you. Don't be in their face 24/7. Because you can wear somebody out. I'm telling you, this is true. Thank you very much. Thank you. But it's very true. Don't be up in a man's face 24/7. I'm telling you, don't do it, girls. Don't do it. Don't bug a man to death. Let him miss you. Fall back a little bit. Let him come to you. I had to learn this the hard way. I used to suffocate men that I liked. And then when they didn't want to be bothered with me and I'd be all hurt and you gotta let men have their space. Let a man come to you, especially in the dating phase. No, Alyssa, listen to me. I had to learn this lesson. I mean, in all phases, but especially the dating phase, but even past the dating phase. Let somebody miss you. Let your presence be a blessing. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. And it honestly makes somebody value you so much. People hate being suffocated. And I used to suffocate people. I used to suffocate my friends. I used to suffocate any man I liked. And that person would get so tired of me. It's no fun. It's no fun. And it screams insecurity. You know what I'm saying? It screams insecurity. And, oof, that was a hard lesson I had to learn. And just falling back a little bit. Letting the other person come to you. You know what I'm saying? People got tired of me because I used to, when I liked somebody, it wasn't cute. No, let somebody miss your presence. Let somebody miss your voice, your face. You know? Anyways. And it was insecurity, really. It really was. It was insecurity. It wasn't love. It wasn't natural. It was extreme insecurity that had to be fixed inside of me. You know? Huge insecurity. You know, that no one really loves me, so I have to fight for what I want. And it wasn't true. You know? But yeah, the art of being missed is a beautiful thing. Don't be everywhere all the time. You know, everybody knows when you're going to be at every party, you know what I'm saying? Let there be a little mystery to you. Let there be a little mystery. That's a beautiful thing. I wonder where so-and-so is this weekend. You're minding your business. You're minding your business. You're not even posting on social media. You're not posting all your avocado toast. Listen, every time you have avocado toast, you don't have to post it. Every time you're reading the Bible, you don't have to post it. Every time you're on a flight, you don't have to post it. Let there be a little to the imagination. And I'm talking to everybody. I'm not talking influencers. I'm speaking to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Let there be a little mystery. You know what I'm saying? To the imagination. Everybody should know what you're doing all the time. So anyways, just lessons, life lessons. You had to tell your little sister she tries to run and spend the weekend every weekend now. Act like he have to be out of town. So MJ now, her feelings hurt. She has to learn. She has to learn. You don't need to be out every single weekend. Keep your butt in the house. Once a week or once every other week or something like that. Or every week if you're me. I'm never out on the weekends, baby. But that's just me. And especially if you're dating somebody like that you like, or even if that person is your boyfriend or girlfriend, that does not mean you have to suffocate that person and always be talking to them and always be in their face. And especially if the person is angry. I had to learn this. Sometimes when you're in a fight with somebody or you're not getting along well with somebody, you need space. Space is a beautiful thing. Beautiful. It lets somebody think. And that's something people don't value, is space. Space is beautiful. That's why I don't mind being in a long distance relationship. I actually love it. Actually love it. Because my relationships, or all of my relationships actually, not even romantic, whatever, they're not about convenience. You know what I'm saying? They're based on true connection that I hope is there, you know, that has to prove it's there, you know? People fear space, break up or disconnect. Right, and it's very possible with friendships or romantic relationships. It's possible with friendships and romantic relationships. But if the person really cares about you, they're not going to let you go. No matter how much space there is. But I mean, like, in general, space is a beautiful thing, you know? If you like somebody, try to distance yourself from that person a little bit and then see how you feel, because sometimes you get a bit of a clearer head. That's why I always say sex is so bad before marriage. It changes your brain chemistry. Literally, you can look at somebody's brain on a brain scan and see if they've just had sex. It literally changes your brain chemistry. That's why it's so important not to sleep with somebody you like, because you won't really know if you like that person because you'll get attached. You get what I'm saying? Sex makes you literally like chemically attached to this person. It's a spiritual bond. So let's say you need to get away from somebody and it's not somebody you should be with. If you're sleeping with the person, it almost makes it impossible. And you don't really know how you feel about the person. You know that you had some crazy oxytocin high and you have all this spiritual bond now going on. But when you're not having sex, hello, stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. You're thinking clearly. Your brain is working logically. Your brain is not working logically within sex. I'm telling you, it bonds you with a person like something deep. You can literally, like I just said, you can see it on a brain scan. If somebody just had sex, you can see it in their brain. Their brain is like lighting up, especially men, but actually women too. That's why with staying from sex, taking a step, say, let's slow this thing down. Let's slow it down so we can both act logically is so powerful. And that's why we have so many broken families. So many broken families that are hurting so many people because somebody got attached to somebody and the other person didn't get attached. You created a life through this practice that was meant for marriage. You know what I'm saying? And you weren't even supposed to be with the Joker. And he didn't even like you. Or she didn't even like you, you know? But now somebody's attached and now the other person can't let go, or you know what I'm saying? Oh boy. I'm exhausted. There have been times where I used to be like so physically attracted to somebody, but then when I started to think logically, I'm like, what did I see in this person? Because my brain started to think logically, you know what I'm saying? My brain started to think, actually think. That's the beautiful thing I think about space. Sometimes when you're so close-knit with a person, you're not thinking logically. You get some space, you start to think more logically, you're like, oh, let me think this through. Let me look at this and this and this, you know what I'm saying? And advice. Advice is important too. But anyways, a lot of people, yeah, they just lustful. You're lustfully looking at another person. That's not love at all. At all. At all. So, ooh, the topics we get into, I'll tell you, right? Oh boy, what? You guys, you said you're sending emails to me? Hey, I'm just trying to keep it real. Very real. I see your message about the Bible. I see it. And it's very true. And you're saving yourself a whole lot of trouble. A whole lot of trouble. Hold on. Michael, I don't see. What do you mean? You said a donation. I don't see it. I don't see it. But what do you mean? What are you saying to me? Are you saying to me that you want a Bible, or what are you saying? Because, yeah. It's corrupted so many people. Do you know how much less brokenness we'd have in this world if people just didn't have sex right away and just waited? You know what I'm saying? And just said, let me think about this for a second. But the beautiful thing about God is he can spin our mess into gold. You know what I'm saying? He can spin our problems into gold. That's the beautiful thing about God. But still, it does not mean that you just do wrong things and hope God fixes it. You know? You're like, oh, I'll just do whatever I want. God will fix it. That's not the right posture. But he does, though. I don't have Zao. Unfortunately, I don't have that. But yeah. Life lessons. And I'll tell you something. Let me say something. Can I say something really? Can I go there with you guys? Are you guys ready? I don't know if you guys really want me to go there. Because I can go there. Okay, I'm going to go there. Peep this. When you are somebody who is not sexually active. Listen. Hear me out. You're thinking clearly. And I hope I'm making sense. It's so freeing. Sex changes your brain. And I'm not saying in a bad way. It's in a good way. It's in a good way. Sex is supposed to deeply tie you to somebody. But it affects your brain. It affects you as a person. You're not thinking clearly. When you're abstaining from that, bro, let me tell you, the mental clarity and peace, it's next level. It's next level. Yes, I have Cash App. It's right here on the screen. Maryjane, it's right here. I have a visual right here, right? Maryjane Byarm. Oh yeah, baby, I'm fundraising. I don't know how we got on that topic. Oh boy. But it's very true. And like, hey, no one else is going to say it. I'll say it. I know a lot of people get very uncomfortable with these topics. I'm not uncomfortable because this is revelation I had for myself. You know? This is revelation I had for myself. You know? And God is definitely not he doesn't want you to have any fun, you know. God wants fun. He just said it has a place. There is a certain place for this. It's not just willy-nilly. No. He's like, no. It's like an airplane. Airplanes are beautiful, but I don't want an airplane coming through my hotel room. Airplanes are meant for the sky. You know what I'm saying? They belong in the sky. I don't want an airplane coming through my hotel room. That's the same thing with sex. Sex has a place. There is a place for it. If it's out of order, it causes destruction. You know? People are... What messages? Huh? Are we saying that people are sending me emails? Is that what you're trying to say? From Michael? I don't have an email from Michael. Michael, if you want to send me an email, you have to email me at maryjanebyram@gmail.com. I don't have a message from you. I don't have a donation from you either, which you said you sent, though I'm not requiring. But yeah, if you want a Bible, you have to send me an email. Oh, super chat. Okay. Oh, super chat. Got it. Okay, awesome. You have to email me. I don't have a message from you. It's my name, maryjanebyram@gmail.com. Again, I'm not selling Bibles, by the way. I'm doing a couple giveaways for literally a few people. Literally a few. because these Bibles are really, really heavy. So I can't buy a bunch of them. Like, literally, I can buy maybe 4 or 5. But yeah, you just have to send me an email. Thank you. I guess thank you. You said I look Ethiopian. I know. I look Ethiopian. Yeah, I just think, you know what? I think that I struggled for a long time. Am I still struggling? Sure, yep. But, I used to really struggle, especially in my early 20s. And if I watched somebody on the internet and they were saying these things, I would say to them, thank you for saying that. So that's why I say them. That's the real reason why I say it. Maybe there's one person who, like, needs to hear anything. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say things like this. Because, like, I never heard anybody say it before. You know what I'm saying? And, like, I was struggling. In a lot of different ways that I didn't have to be, you know? It's like feeding yourself poison. Who takes poison on purpose? That's stupid. A lot of my problems were self-inflicted, you know? So. Have you ever been curious about Islam? I don't like to be offensive. I don't want to offend people. So I don't want to get into the Islam thing. But no. I serve a living God. Jesus, he's living. He's alive. Sorry, there's something in my throat. Oh, hi. You're watching from San Fran? Hi. Yeah, I'm not into the Islam thing. Sorry. And I'm going to leave it there. I told you God has been working on me with my mouth. Sometimes, yeah. Leave it there. The art of not being disrespectful. Ooh, I need to write. Nobody gonna buy that book. I'm not writing that book. God has been teaching me how to not be a disrespectful person. I know, I'm not saying you're Muslim. No. I'm just saying I do encounter a lot of Muslims, though. And that want to argue about Christianity. Which I think is, like, stupid. Why do we have to argue? I'm not saying you do at all, you know. But I used to be that person, which is wrong. I used to be the person to argue and be disrespectful and all that stuff, and it's not godly, actually. Which is very ironic, right? It's ironic. So yeah. Please stay out of religious conversations. No, I'm gonna have religious conversations. But I'm just not going to be disrespectful. Have you ever argued with atheists? No. Yes. Yes. I have. My own grandmother at one point. May she rest in peace. What is your opinion on those who say Christianity was forced on black people through slavery? Next! Baloney! Next! Do you have an inch of a brain? Do you have a pea-sized brain? All you have to have is a pea-sized brain to know that's a bunch of baloney. One brain cell. Next! Actually, you're right. I don't like to argue at all about religion because I don't even consider myself religious, to be very honest with you. Let me see if I don't watch your videos. Thank you so much for... Wow, thank you so much. I love Ethiopia. Right. I love Ethiopia. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Ethiopia is beautiful. I'm in Ethiopia right now, actually, as we're speaking. So yeah. Yeah. Do I want to elaborate? Okay, I'll elaborate. So, boom, God one day said, let there be light. He made the earth. He made the stars. He made the moon. He made people. Boom, that's how we exist on this planet. We sinned, we messed up, we fell. That's why the world's so messed up, because of sin. We fell away from God. He sent Jesus to die on the cross. That's the story of the gospel. I don't know what any of that has to do with skin color or slavery or black people. Okay? Read the Bible. What does that have to do with anybody's skin color? It has nothing to do with anybody's skin color. Have you ever, this is what I need, some people sometimes, I'm just like, who want to argue so much about skin color? Look up at the stars. Just go outside. Look up at the stars. Right? And look about how God placed these freaking beautiful stars in the sky, and we're all existing on some freaking floating ball in the universe. Are you kidding me? Like, you've got to be kidding me. And we're down here arguing about skin color and it's just dumb. Here's the thing. We're not God. There are two things that exist. God and humans. If you're not God, that means, well, you could be an animal, whatever. None of us are like God. We are these little human things that are walking around on this planet Earth. Period. So whether you're black or you're white or you're purple or you're Asian or you're green, whatever, it does not freaking matter. You need Jesus. Period. You're a sinner. So whether somebody's black or pink or gray, it doesn't matter. You are a little helpless human being. In general, we need him. So when people start talking about skin color, it's like, you've got to be kidding me. I'm not worried about religion. I'm not worried about history or who said this and that and this and that. What I'm saying is, I need a savior. I need help. And that's who I would go to for my life advice. It has nothing to do with slavery. And by the way, if you really want to go there, come to Ethiopia. The country was never colonized, okay? The history has been the history for years. And they have a beautiful Christian faith that has not been shaped by slavery, has been shaped by anybody. Nobody came and conquered Ethiopia. Ethiopia was never colonized. And this is a Christian nation. A beautiful Christian nation for the most part. There's some Muslims, but Christianity was here first. So people like to say Christianity was forced on the slaves. That's totally false. Do you know history? Come to Ethiopia then. If you think it's from slavery, come to Ethiopia, because these people were never colonized. They stood their ground that Ethiopia is Ethiopia, and the Christianity has been here for centuries. Before Rome, Christianity was here. So explain that. You know what I'm saying? These people are descendants. The Ethiopian culture, they're descendants of the history of the Bible. So come on now. Like, come on. Let's start using our noggins. It has nothing to do with skin color. That's so dumb. It's just dumb. Christianity was in Africa first. So people are saying Christianity was forced on the slaves to make them obey. What? You've got to be kidding me. That just doesn't make any logical sense at all. Okay? Okay? This doesn't make any sense. And if you want to see how beautiful Ethiopia is, come to Ethiopia. It's a gorgeous, mostly Christian, not all Christian, mostly Christian nation, and it's been for centuries a Christian nation. You know what I'm saying? Type of thing. So anyways, that's it in a nutshell. That's really it in a nutshell. And again, I am not pushing my beliefs on anyone. I love you guys. Let's say you're atheist. I still love you guys. Let's say you are Muslim. I still love you guys. Let's say you are agnostic. I still love you guys. I'm not pushing religion on anyone. All I'm just saying is what I believe in, right? That's what social media spaces are for, right? for people to share their thoughts and opinions and their views. That's what I'm doing. I'm definitely not pushing religion on anyone at all. Do I think Jesus is the Son of God? Yes, I do. But I'm not here to say, you suck if you don't believe in Jesus. I'm not saying that at all. Where can you meet a good man? To be honest, I think if you're a good woman, which I'm sure you are, you'll attract good men. To be honest, they'll come to you. And I'm sure you are. So just trust the process. You guys are talking all crazy. What is going on in this comment section? Thank you very much, Corey. Thank you. That's a very nice thing to say. Interesting. I feel you. But Ethiopia is so beautiful, and I love that these people have never changed. They did not change, even though so many times people have tried to invade Ethiopia and change it. It has not changed. And that is so freaking beautiful. And it shows here. The people are just so sweet and deeply rooted in their faith. And these people were never colonized. They were never colonized. Never taken over. No one came here and changed the culture or changed the beliefs. These people have been Christians for centuries. So take that. And they're lovers of Jesus. They love Jesus. That's one thing I noticed. It's so beautiful to witness. From top to bottom, going through the whole country, you see Jesus everywhere. He's deeply loved here. Deeply loved. And respected. Something that you don't see in the West. Even I'm American. I don't see that kind of love and admiration for Jesus in America that I see here in Ethiopia. And they're beautiful. Ethiopian women are breathtakingly beautiful. They're gorgeous. They're gorgeous. You know why they're gorgeous? Well, this is what I've learned. They're descendants of Queen of Sheba and King Solomon, which the Bible says were literally two people blessed with extreme beauty. The Bible says Solomon was one of the most handsome men to ever walk the earth. Can you imagine if that was in the Bible about you? Bro, the Bible says you were one of the most handsome. Solomon was gorgeous. Queen of Sheba was gorgeous. They birthed the nation of Ethiopia. Whoa! So anyways, there's seeds of David, which was also called handsome in the Bible. Can you imagine if the Bible said you were handsome, like you were striking? The Bible? Bro. That's crazy. Oh, I'm a professional tour guide. Thank you. I don't know if I'm a tour guide. Thank you, Liz. Stop it, Liz. They speak Amharic here. Amharic. And every day people speak to me in Amharic, and every day I have to say, English, please, because they think I'm Ethiopian. Which is a huge freaking compliment. Honestly, I'm not Ethiopian. And they go, oh. Every day I say it about 50 times. Jimmy, are you anti-African? Okay. What time are we looking at here? Guys, it's 2:00 in the morning. You know what happened? I took a long nap today. So that's why I'm not tired, because I'm like, it's 2 a.m. I should go to sleep. Okay, here you guys, I'm very happy to be talking to you guys, and I'm going to bring this to a close, baby. You guys are still having quite a conversation, and so I am very sorry about that. But I need to go to sleep. So I'm very happy to be talking to you guys. Wow. You guys just going off talking to each other. Yeah, I need to go to sleep. It's 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m. For all the people that wanted a Bible, make sure you email me. Literally, I'm not selling Bibles. This is just like a giveaway for a few people because so many people were asking me. They're too heavy for me to buy a bunch of them, so yeah. So if you're one of those people, just email me and I'll get back to you. And I love you guys. I might go to live tomorrow. We'll see how the wind blows. My email is my name, Maryjane Byarm, @gmail.com. Yeah, so that's all I have to say. I'm realizing now, I'm like, yeah, I'm tired. So yeah, I need to go to sleep. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't even know what time it was because we were just yapping. So yeah, everybody who donated, thank you so much. Wow, you're making this goal of visiting every country in the world possible because, baby, it's hard. But you guys are helping me, and it's very humbling. So I love you guys, especially those who came on here and said something kind. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys possibly tomorrow. Possibly. No promises. So yeah, I'll see you guys later, and I love you guys so much. Have a blessed day. I told somebody I was going to pray for them. I wrote your name down. I'm going to pray for you. I don't know if you're still watching. You asked for prayer. Don't worry, I'm going to pray for you. And I will see you guys later. I love you guys so much. Have a blessed rest of your day. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.